Welcome to the official WCPT 820 presentation of the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade coverage. Coming to you from the center on Halsted. The WCPT live parade broadcast is sponsored by Credo Mobile, a progressive phone company that is better for all people and the planet. Visit credomobile.com. It's the WCPT 820 presentation of the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade. And now, here are your hosts, out Chicago Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And a happy Pride to everybody out there.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Pride, woohoo. We are very excited. We are coming. This is Scott Duff and Ellen Miller. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. My favorite day of the year.
I know. It is the Pride Parade. It's the 54th Pride Parade here in Chicago. And we are coming at you live from the center on Halsted. What's going to be like a very festive day.
It's a festive day. It's a joyous day, and it's also an important day because we have so many things that we have to keep our eye on the ball. Because, as we know, everything's under extreme. How should I say it?
Duress.
There we are.
That's
Scrutiny,
a good word.
regime. Anyways, but we're here to celebrate. But it's also important to know that we're here for a cause, and that is to further the LGBTQ community, to further our rights, to continue to have the rights we have, and can make sure that none of them are taken away from us. It is a day to celebrate, but let's keep in mind the importance of the day as well.
Amen, sister. Amen. Amen. And today we've got several guests and co-hosts who are going to be popping in and out right now. Joining us now, we do have the one and only America's sweetheart, Cathy Richardson.
Hey, Kathy.
Happy Pride to
I
you.
love America's Sweetheart, yet another title.
Well, that's
you. Gave yourself that title.
You gave yourself that title.
Oh, okay.
When you were on with us, you did an ID and you called yourself
the American Sweetheart.
and we run it every week.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're known to our audience as American
Amazing.
Sweetheart.
And we also have Victor Salvo from the Legacy Project joining us today, too.
I used to be America's Sweetheart.
You are still America's Sweetheart. You two can wrestle it out for it. We're so happy that you all could join us today.
It's so great to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. There's some interesting things that are happening with the parade this year.
Yes, there are.
Yeah,
it's shorter.
It's shorter. Well, it was shorter last year, but
it's earlier.
It's a little bit earlier, but this year there's also not a celebrity grand marshal.
Yes, I heard about
that they are focusing because, as we all know, things are horrible right now, and we are focusing. The parade is focusing on the leaders in the community.
Right.
So community forward, community over celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So we are. Which I think is kind of great.
I do too. I think it's a nice departure, especially because the people who were the celebrity folks, and half the time I didn't know who they were anyway.
Well,
but
that might be more on you.
That's probably more on you.
You know,
we're not going to say anything about that. Okay.
I know.
So it is a beautiful day. We are on the second floor of the center on Halsted, looking right over Halsted. The parade should be kicking off a little bit further up north of here. And actually, we've got one of our Cub reporters, Kerry Dalbin.
Our one and only Cub reporter.
Our one and only Cub reporter is actually going to be riding in.
Yes, it's going to be very dramatic this year.
With the Bikes and Mikes gals.
Indeed.
So,
did we say that the theme is still here, still proud? And this is something that we have to constantly remind people. As I mentioned, we were on the Gailey show on Friday, that in 2015, when marriage equality became the law of the land, we kind of felt like we're at the top of the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
We've achieved the things we wanted. And here we are with everything at risk. We can't take anything for granted. So still here, still proud. We are loud. We are proud here in Chicago. We're showing the world that we are not going anywhere.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That is right. And we're going to be putting forth our gay agenda everywhere we damn well please, you know? And like I said, my gay...
manicure?
I mean, well, that's the whole thing that a lot of people just don't seem to quite understand when conservative folks are talking about the gay agenda and what it means. It's like, you know what? We just want to live our lives and do our things. Like, I just really want to be able to sit outside on my patio with the nice charcuterie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we just want to live and have nobody mess with us. Is that so hard?
Well,
is that so hard?
Is that so long?
And I think the majority of Americans, as we continue to get polling over the years, they still support equal marriage, marriage equality. And they, at this point in time, so many young people are not afraid to come out, thankfully, whether they're trans, whether they're gay, whether they're queer, whether they're bi. They're coming out, and people in their families, whether they live in the rural communities or wherever they live, have to acknowledge that we are here to stay. And I think that the more people that, the more young people that come out and show who they are, the more that their parents and their grandparents are going to be on our side.
Well, over the last 30 years of evolution, since AIDS forced an entire generation out of the closet, you'd be hard-pressed to find a single family on Earth that doesn't have a family member.
Exactly,
or
a cousin, an aunt, an uncle.
And it looks like the parade has finally made its way to the center on
with
Halsted.
Dykes on bikes.
No, this
Bikes.
is Bikes and Mikes, which is totally different.
Oh, Dykes and Mikes?
No, Bikes and Mikes.
Bikes and Mikes. Bikes and Mikes, they are revisiting a Mad Max theme for the 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
There they go.
They're doing. One of them is standing up with their leg extended out. They're like not popping a wheelie, but pretty dramatic. Look at the women on there.
A lot of Harleys.
A lot of Harleys. A lot of hogs out there.
Hardware.
A couple of dirt bikes too.
Going on.
There's a scooter.
I could have ridden my scooter. I'd be afraid to ride my scooter because I don't want to be shamed because it is only 150 cc.
Yeah, those are some good bikes going on by. That's Bikes and Mikes. They are
That's it. Rev it up, girls. Rev it up.
They are committed to creating a welcoming environment for riders of all genders, ethnicities, and experience levels. They ride their motorcycles around Chicago and beyond, see shows, have adventures, and build memories. They and our good buddy Tamale Sepp should be down there, and his Kerry Jobbin just rolled in. Hey, Kerry, happy Pride!
Happy Pride! I'm on a motorcycle. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, there you are. I see you.
I'm riding with Bikes and Mikes with Michelle. It's amazing. I'm going to hop off in a minute.
All right.
After I go one more time because it's so fun.
Make sure she stops before you hop off.
I will.
All right. There we go. There goes Kerry, microphone in hand on the back of a motorcycle.
Kerry Jobbin's going to be popping in and out, getting interviews down on the street.
There's a scooter pulling a float.
That is adorable.
Somebody in a lawn chair.
With her wife on a lawn chair. I think somebody lost a bet there.
That is a total bet loser.
Wow.
I love Mad Max Fury Road. Did you ever see that?
Is that the one with Charlize Theron?
Yeah, it is the one with Charlize Theron. Like, all I want to do, this is what the salute is for the 10-year anniversary of the organization. They're throwing it back to Mad Max. I loved Fury Road so much because after I saw it, all I wanted to do was like drive in a straight line really fast for a long time.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
Now, how do we know the difference between Bikes and Mikes and Dykes on Bikes?
They will probably not be dressed as Mad Max.
Oh, these are all Mad Max dresses.
Yeah, we've got all Mad Max going on. You've got, this is, oh my gosh, this is just incredible.
Lots of bikes look what's hanging, like torches hanging from the back of one of somebody's
motorcycles. You gotta watch Fury Road. There we are.
All right, there they go.
There they go.
Oh, they want to race. Don't pop a wheelie. Don't
pop
do
a wheelie. But now coming through is Dykes on Bikes.
This is the only time that I appreciate when they rev up their motors. Generally, when people are driving
look at that blue one that's going by.
I love
I like that.
I like those tricycles.
We got some three-wheelers.
There you got a bunch of three-wheelers, all
like
of them
that.
decked out with pride flags on top.
Wow.
This is Dykes on Bikes Chicago. They will. They are the official Dykes on Bikes Chicago chapter has been reactivated. It's a 501(c) affiliated with the legendary San Francisco Dykes on Bikes. I love that it's got to be a good parade. It's not a parade without the Dykes on Bikes.
No, heck no. The lesbians must start it all off, get it going.
Yes.
At least near the front of the parade.
Yeah, well, but as Victor alluded to when you were talking about how AIDS came along and changed everything. It galvanized our community. It was the lesbians that stepped up and
Indeed.
And led the fight to help us.
It looks like could be politicians because they're walking. And they're near the front.
More Dykes on a bike.
There they are. They're catching up with everybody.
A stray dyke on a stray bike. It just went by.
Let's see who is coming up right now.
Kerry just rode off into the sunset.
I think Kerry's just going to go on.
Who's that guy? He looks like someone nice.
We have some police officers.
He's taking the pictures. There's
is that
police.
the chief of police?
Maybe that's the chief of police. I don't recognize him.
No, I don't think so. I think they are just cops that are walking
Kerry?
around.
Hold on 1 second.
Kerry's got somebody. Let's go to Kerry.
Hey, guys, I've got Mayor Brandon Johnson here. Mayor Johnson, talk to our listeners about how important this day in the city is and why Pride is so important.
Well, it certainly is. You know, as a very loving, proud city, we're going to continue to stand up for the LGBTQ plus community. As we all know, the incredible history of resistance in this city, protecting the most vulnerable, and we're going to continue to do that in Chicago.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. And the Pride banner has just gone by. The theme is United in Pride. It's reflecting the powerful spirit of unity, resilience, and love that defines the LGBTQ plus community and its allies. More than just a parade, United in Pride is a call to action, an opportunity to come together, embrace diversity, and continue to fight for equality. We talk about that a lot on this show, especially when it comes to the Equality Act, which seems to have gotten through the House a couple of times and then just kind of stopped.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, Kerry's got somebody.
And we got Kerry back on the street. Hey, Kerry, who are you chatting with?
Hey, guys, I've got Kevin Morrison. Hey, Kevin. Can you tell our listeners what it's like to be out as an elected official and why it's so important?
It is so important because visibility is everything when it comes to protecting our rights. I'm Kevin Morrison, the first queer county commissioner in Cook County history, and hopefully one of these days the first queer Illinois congressional representative that represents Cook, DuPage, and Kane counties. Please join me in this fight at KevinMorrisonforCongress.com.
Love you,
Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Kevin, and there goes the mayor walking right on by.
Mayor, we met Kevin at the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade. Where's your sash?
I forgot.
I have mine.
Do you have yours? I was in my Uber on the way down going like, my sash.
I brought
my sash. I forgot it. I was so sad. You can ask Jerry.
I was going to wear it if you were going to wear it, but maybe I'll wear it.
You can
anyway.
still wear it. I
right
totally
now I'm
forgot
so
mine.
hot because I'm drinking coffee. There's Mike Simmons. Is that Mike Simmons?
There's Mike Simmons and his partner Ted.
Oh, he let his hair down. I haven't seen his hair down in a long time.
His hair is long.
Yeah, he's got long hair.
Oh, here we have a lovely lady with a baton.
It's Maria Pappas. It's Maria Pappas.
Yeah, that
oh
is
my
Maria.
God, it's my friend. I love her. She has been, you guys, when I first came to this, lived in Chicago, I moved in 1982 to the city. I went to my first Pride Parade, and Maria Pappas, being a fellow Greek, I bonded with her. She has been twirling that baton in this parade for as long as I have been coming to this parade.
That is amazing.
She is a great force, and they say she may run for mayor of Chicago. I don't wish it on her because she's too nice.
I wouldn't wish that job on
She's
anybody,
too nice.
honestly.
But good for Maria. She's an ally and a wonderful human being and a fellow Greek American.
There you are. And marching by us, rather, right now is Lakeside Pride Marching Band. Lakeside Pride has got 8,000 different musical groups.
Yeah.
They are everywhere.
They have rainbow-colored trombones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
yes.
God. They are the best. Oh, my God, they do. We have a couple friends in Lakeside Pride. My friend Therese, our friend Will, our friend Brandon.
Our friend Mac as well. This is really a lot of folks.
My friend
What
Amber.
you do, you've got a bunch of people.
I've literally helped 3 of them buy houses.
Well, of course you did.
Seriously, I love it.
We have the whole Lakeside Pride Marching Band is marching by. They're decked out in their royal blues with rainbow stripes as they're heading on with their multicolored instruments.
And their
there we are.
Feathered plumes.
I know.
Beautiful.
That's got to be hot. How do you keep a feathered plume so bouncy and on a humid day?
Oh, they know the secret.
They sure do. It's probably hairspray.
Probably.
So, Kathy, what's been going on in your world? How are things going with Jefferson Starship?
Things are great, and we happen to have this week off, which is really rare, and so I'm so happy to be able to be here. Last night I had dinner with a couple of the original members of Heart, Steve Fawson and Michael DeRozier, and you guys know they're my absolute heroes.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a geek moment.
Were they
last
in town
night.
for a show?
They actually came to town to see Vanilla Fudge at the Arcata in St. Charles tonight because Mike DeRozier is a good friend with Carmine Appice.
Oh, he's still
the
playing
legendary
with them?
drummer.
Yes.
And so they they wanted to see him play, and they flew out here for the show, and they got here last night, and I met him for dinner, and it was a really awesome.
Can you describe your geeking out? Because
well, I was like, I don't know if I've told you guys this because it's a little embarrassing, but when I was in junior high, I used to fantasize that you would come to the school dressed in your kimonos, like from the Dog and Butterfly album, and you'd all walk in and say, "We're here to get Kathy."
Right.
And I'd be like, "Bye, everybody. I'm going with them." And,
without a kimono from your backpack.
Like, I got my kimono. Let's go.
Oh, man, we'll talk about letting go right now. For the first time in Chicago Pride history, a local community group is leading the parade as the inaugural out front leader, followed by this year's Community Grand Marshals. Task Force Prevention and Community Service is an LGBTQ plus youth-focused and wellness organization located on the west side of Chicago and has been selected as the inaugural out front leader for the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade. There they go, marching by on a float. You know, my favorite, I love serving some realness going on over there.
So big.
I loved when I was walking down here, the best, most Chicago gay pride thing, to see somebody sitting on a curb just beating out a wig.
These are
right
two of the
now.
people that are honoring Dr. Maya Green and Dr. Cathy Richardson. Done huge things for the LGBTQ community from a medical perspective.
And Dr. Maya Green, who I believe is still with Howard Brown, we had her on with our big show. Oh, there go the balloons by Tom.
And
always
sadly,
love them.
Tommy passed away last year.
He did, but the Pintas are marching with them.
Yes, I know that Bob, and there they are. Is that Bob? No, that's not Bob. I can't.
But balloons by Tommy are walking by with big old pride balloons.
They look like fireworks.
They look like fireworks. They're attached to the back. They look like jellyfish and magical moments.
They're always one of my favorite floats or
entries in the parade.
It's just so colorful and beautiful. And Tommy's legend lives on. His legacy lives on, even though he passed away. And just thinking about all the people that care about him, because I know he was a really great guy from what I hear.
They've got an incredible message, too, of Rise Up.
Oh,
we're going to take some pictures. The birds, man.
They're cool. Those birds. I want to give a shout-out to my friends Mary and Kathy, who are listening from home. Kathy's recovering from a little bout in the hospital. And sending love to you both. I'm glad you could be here on the radio. Love you guys. Just want to say that.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. But oh my gosh, these balloons are incredible. Balloons by Tommy is always a fixture here at the Chicago Pride Parade and at the Buffalo Grove Pride Parade.
They're everywhere.
They are everywhere. Oh my gosh, these creations are inflatable works of art. We've got gigantic flowers and palm trees walking by. This is just incredible. Oh, and my favorites, the unicorns. The unicorn bodysuits that are going to be making its way down here. But here we are. It is important to remember
that's so cute.
to rise up, as we are fond of saying here on WCPT. You have to remember that the first Pride was a riot, and other peoples marched so that we could have a parade.
That's right.
So that is something that we got to keep in mind. These unicorns are certainly celebrating the joy of what's
they are great. Look at them. They're out of, how hot is it with all that latex?
I have no idea. I would just be a mess.
I mean, I'm hot up here right now, but maybe drinking hot coffee wasn't
that
the
is
best
probably a really, we all make choices.
I know we do.
We make choices.
I love my caffeine.
There we are.
What is that? That's the Windy City Transportation. Wow, that is a huge bus. Okay.
That's a big bus.
That's a big bus.
They're probably there to scoop up if the unicorns fall over. Get a little air conditioning on them, you know?
Yeah,
they gotta unicorns down. We have the LGBT veterans that are passing right now in front of us. The AVER, it's American Veterans for Equal Rights.
Yes, to our LGBTQ veterans. Veterans also under attack by this regime, sadly.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on?
Who's not under attack?
Yeah,
That's what I want to say.
White males.
Straight white men, yes. There we are.
Don't forget
that
the
are
Christian
straight.
part.
And MAGA Barbies.
The Christian males.
And this right here is warming my heart. There is a gigantic American flag walking down the street right now.
That's right.
And I think this is always a wonderful reminder that, you know what, patriotism patriotism is not exclusive to the right.
No.
As they like to think it
Exactly.
is.
I fly my flag on every flag holiday, Flag Day, 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day.
That is a huge flag.
It's gigantic.
Being carried by,
can I
like,
tell you,
30
this is the
people or
first time
more.
I remember seeing an American, that big of an American flag in the parade.
And these are all veterans still.
I'm drawing a blank.
That's the veterans that are carrying
Amazing.
it. Right? Yeah.
Veterans that are carrying it here.
Yeah, America.
American Veterans for Equal Rights. They've got a color guard carrying a flag. It's a very large American flag.
There's some nicely decorated golf carts
There we go.
with unicorns and
American
balloons.
Veterans for Equal Rights was formed in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. on May 19th, 1990. For 35 years, ABER has fought for the right of the LGBT men and women to serve with freedom and authenticity in the United States Armed Forces, and may they continue to do so. Who is just walking by?
I saw something. Pride is in learning, and I don't know if
Probably there is a bunch of these schools,
Yes.
the welcoming schools.
the welcoming schools, contingent of educators, parents, and students from Nettlehorse Elementary, which is right down the street, Rogers Park Montessori, Catherine Cook near North Montessori, and Lycée Français, and I'm pronouncing it right, de Chicago. Lycée,
I don't know, it's
Lycée
French.
Français
It is
de
Lycée
Chicago.
Yes, especially since there was a big blow towards education with
Yes.
Don't get me started.
With
I know.
with the wrestler,
Well, no, get you
with
started.
the wrestling
Get me started
queen
on
at
that
the
one.
helm. Yeah.
Get me started.
Go, Victor, get started. What do you have to
Yeah.
say about it?
Well, I'm responding to the Supreme Court decision
I know.
that allows parents who have sensibilities of their own to be able to pull their children out of having to read any kind of information that includes any mention of the existence of LGBTQ people. And even though on its face that may seem almost sort of like it's a reasonable thing if a parent has an objection, what it actually does is elevate religious interests above all civil rights considerations. It's a very sleight of hand, and to my way of thinking, it's a battering ram against the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. If it's possible to voice a religious objection to any one thing, it is possible to voice a religious objection to everything.
Right.
And that is aimed squarely at us. And
Yes.
legacy has existed in order to. Oh, that flag is fabulous.
I know.
Here's a beautiful Chicago
This
Pride
is gorgeous.
flag.
Oh my
love
God!
it.
It must
Gigantic
It's got the
Chicago
stars of
Pride
Chicago, and it's got the Pride colors
that
bordering
must be
it.
300 feet long.
That
Oh,
is
God.
beautiful.
It is
That is
amazing.
beautiful.
Wow.
Who's hoisting
That is
this
cool.
flag here?
Yeah. So
And they have little small Chicago rainbow flags. I want one of those.
You can get it on a shirt, Kathy.
I didn't even know this.
I love that.
yeah, they had this up in City Hall. We had the wall at City Hall this past couple of weeks, and they had those Pride Chicago flags. So I thought it was really nice.
I like that.
That was incredible.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's a new flag. I don't recall seeing that
No.
flag. How are we doing on breaks?
I was just checking in. I think we're doing all right
Okay.
over here.
All
We're
righty,
doing
all
all
righty,
good.
all righty. We got a lot to talk
hey,
about. There's the Chicago Police Department.
With a very gay car.
It's a very gay car.
They've wrapped it in gay colors, and we love them
There's a
for
bunch
that.
of them. Yay to all our gay
The
police
cruisers
officers.
are gay today.
They're
Yes.
gay cruisers.
Yay.
Gay officers and gay allies. We know not all of them feel that way, but hopefully more and more of the younger and police officers are with us. So
But when I think about how much things have changed, that's it.
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
To see them in the parade.
And one of my friends, Joyce Izzy, who is a longtime Chicago police officer, she's retired now. Her favorite day on the job was this parade. And another friend's wife is also working it. She's a police officer. They absolutely love doing it. Joyce is an ally, and just she was standing guard by the Christian right, and had to keep things in order over there at the end. How they have those horrible signs, but she did her job, and she was proud to do it.
Well, and those people with those horrible signs get smaller and smaller.
They
but
do.
Speaking of my favorite small person, hey, Kerry Dobbin, it sounds like you've got someone down there.
Hey, I've got former Governor Pat Quinn.
Oh, my
Pat.
gosh.
That,
Pat's been on the show here.
Yes, he has been. Former Governor, tell us why it's important for you to be out here supporting the city today.
Well, it's the right thing to do. As a matter of fact, I signed the bill for marriage equality 14 years ago. So we got to celebrate all the time. Everybody in, nobody left out. We believe in love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love never fails.
Thank you so much, former
That's
Governor.
why we love Pat Quinn.
Thank you, Pat Quinn.
Thank you, Pat Quinn. You're the best. Great ally to our community here in the city of Chicago. Here's Chicago Fire Department. I love, hats off to our fire department, firefighters. There's more women than there ever were before in the fire department. LGBTQ representation is definitely there. So thank you, fire department. You're the best.
Thank you.
You're the best. Chicago Prime Timers. Now,
The Chicago Prime Timers.
They are a chapter of the... they got chapters all over. They support gay, bisexual, and transmasculine men, fostering community and connection through diverse events. Their membership is multi-generational. All men aged 21 and up are welcome to join. Well, there they are.
Come on, the Prime Timers.
They're prime time.
They're adorable.
They are cute.
They're in a trolley.
Driving by in a trolley, decked out with some pride bunting. Hopefully enjoying some air conditioning in there, because it is a hot one out there. And
it is hot.
And I think it's safe to say that all of the people on the Prime Timers trolley are well over 21.
Yes, it looks that way.
There we are. And I think we got to go back to Kerry.
Hey, Kerry, what do you have?
Hey, guys, I've got Governor J.B. Pritzker out here.
Yay!
We love you, Governor. You've been such a fierce advocate for the LGBTQ plus community and Illinoisans. Tell us why it's so important to you and what's next in the fight.
Well, we're so glad to be out here with, look at it, tens of thousands of people celebrating. But we're also about standing up for LGBTQ rights and protecting the people of Illinois from what's happening in Washington, D.C. It's a shame what's happening in this country, but in Illinois, every single person here, no matter who you love, you are protected here in Illinois.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Governor.
Thank you, Governor. Thank him for us. Thank you, Kerry. We love our governor.
We've got the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame going by. The only city-sanctioned LGBT Hall of Fame in the world. It was founded in 1991 to honor Chicago's peoples and entities nominated by the community who have made significant contributions to the quality of life or well-being of the LGBTQ community in the city of Chicago.
And here's the WCPT.
Hey!
Here's our friends. Hi, guys. They can't see us.
They can't see us.
More bubbles.
More bubbles.
More bubbles.
Bubbles. WCPT.
Who's on there? Anybody know anybody on there?
There goes Lady B. She's right over there. That's
somebody. Yeah. Okay. There's my friend.
Where's Patty? I think Patty's going by. I think she's on the side. She's walking by.
She's meeting and greeting the people.
And let's go to Kerry.
Mike Quigley. Hey, Mike, it's good to see you this year. Can you talk to our listeners about why it's so important to celebrate Pride?
Look, my first parade was 1983. I haven't missed one. I think what we've learned is it's time to celebrate the victories, but recognize there's nothing guaranteed. We have to keep fighting.
Thank you so much, Congressman.
Ain't that the truth, Congressman? He's my congressman. I love him to death. I feel so blessed to be here in Chicago with the great representation we have from our allies in government.
I want to know where Kerry is stationed.
I know,
because we're getting it. She's all the way up there.
She must be way up there because I haven't even seen Governor.
He's coming right now.
There he is.
Pritzker is walking by.
I think she's at Waveland. Hey, JB.
Hi, JB.
Can they see us through the glass?
And we've got to go back to Kerry.
General direction.
Hey, guys. I'm out here with Robin Kelly. Robin, we hear that you have a new campaign. Can you tell us why you're running?
I am running for Senate because I've done a great job as a congresswoman representing my district, and now it's time to do a great job for the entire state. I'm ready and able.
Can you tell us why Pride is so important to celebrate?
Oh, my God. You know, we're all in this world together. We all need to look out for each other. And as Lin-Manuel says, love is love is love. We all count. We're all human.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
What a great crowd following JB.
And especially the one with the taco hat.
Wow. It's a lot of support there. That says volumes, and that's how we feel about our governor here, most of us.
I love JB Pritzker so much. He came on our show.
He came on our show. Scott and I had the three candidates, Daniel Biss, Chris Kennedy and JB. And I loved Daniel when he was on. Then I loved Chris. When JB came on, I'm like, I'm sold. He's the real deal. He was the one going into it that I was least favorable about.
Me too.
But after having him, he was great. Hey, we got Kerry with somebody again. Kerry.
Hey, I'm out here with Raja Krishnamoorthi, who's running for Senate.
Yes.
Hey, Raja, we're on air with WCPT 820. Can you talk to our listeners about why you're running for Senate and also why Pride is so important to celebrate?
Well, as a racial, religious, ethnic minority with 29 letters in my name, I need everyone to feel like they belong. And I need everyone to feel like they can pursue their American dream, whatever it is. And so that's why I'm running, to preserve the dream, especially in a time of economic chaos with Donald Trump.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you for fighting the good fight.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride to you.
Juliana Stratton is also running for senator. I saw her.
She was with
the governor, but a separate truck went by that. And she's a classmate of Kathy's.
I know.
Yeah, they went to school. They were in the journalism department at U of I together. It's an old friend.
There he is. Gotta love Raja, who just got to really.
He just tells it like it is.
Tells it like it is. I've got a lot of letters in my name, and we got to keep fighting for our rights.
Yep. And who's this? Is that Jan Schakowsky in that?
I think that is Jan Schakowsky.
Hi, Jan. She's retiring.
Yeah,
she
is.
Jan,
She's been. Yeah, there she is.
Here we go, Kerry.
Oh, Kerry's got Jan.
I've got Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, who we see every year, such a fierce supporter of Pride. Tell our listeners what it feels like to be out here on Pride Day.
I'm always happy to be out here for dozens of weeks to come here and say congratulations, we love you, and we're going to keep fighting for the LGBTQ community, for trans people, and we're going to win.
Yes, ma'am.
Jan, thank you so much for fighting the good fight.
Thank you for your service, Jan. Thank you for all the years.
Been a Jan fan.
And let's see, have we seen Sarah Feigenholtz yet, our senator, our state senator?
Was that Equality, Illinois?
That's Equality, Illinois. They're down there.
One of the most amazing things that I've been seeing is not only just the sense of joy and celebration that's happening right now with the parade, but it's also the message. Resist is walking by us right now. Right. We've had Rise Up walking by us with the balloons by Tommy. Well, I'm sure we've talked about this. To me, I think it's very interesting how the younger generations, millennials, Gen Z, are incredible. They are coming out at younger ages. They are in supportive communities. They have a lot of there's a lot of support around there. But I think what's also missing from their understanding is the fact that all of the rights that they are enjoying right now have been hard won over the years by many, many people who are no longer with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so hopefully an event like today with the joy and the celebration and the political message will remind them that our rights are never guaranteed.
It's interesting that we're like bookends because we fought for something we didn't have. They're fighting for something that they've got that they want to hold on to.
Yeah.
And it's
fantastic.
A related dynamic, but they're from different perspectives. And I always predicted that someday these young people are going to be voting. And they're not going to beg for it. They're going to demand it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fancy fella in a silver boots, thigh-high boots.
Come on now.
A lovely silver camisole.
Very short shorts.
And short shorts and a silver hat. He can pull it off.
Girl.
Pull it off. Kerry's got somebody. Who do you got, Kerry?
I've got Mariyana Spyropoulos of the clerk of the circuit.
Tell her
court.
Yasu.
Sorry, they're yelling in my ear. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Can you talk to our listeners about why it's so important to support the LGBTQ plus community in Chicago?
Well, if we're going to represent people, we have to represent everybody. And that includes anybody that's LGBTQ plus. And it's important to have diverse representation. It's important to have diverse input on our decisions so that you can more effectively represent all those people. So the people give us the power to represent them. We have to include them in everything.
Thank you so much.
Pride, thank you.
Pride.
Yasu. I just saw a sign that, has been around for all the years that I've been at these parades, which is silence equals death. Never more important than now. Again, we must remain vigilant. The fight continues. And we have how gratifying is it to see so many people, so many allies, both straight and gay out there in the 90-degree heat, marching for gay rights and in support of the Pride Parade.
And they are marching right past the Legacy Walk, which is the brainchild of Victor Salvo over here.
Oh, Pshaw.
Oh, Pshaw. No. But I mean, I think as you were saying, like silence equals death, it's one of those things we need to remember our history.
Yes.
Because at that moment, where that came up, that was during the AIDS epidemic. That was what was going on. And it was very, very real.
Yes.
And what we're experiencing right now, that too is very, very real. And I think, Victor, you put it absolutely spot on when you said that what we fought for something that we've never had, and now they're fighting for something that they don't want to lose.
Right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And, we, in many ways, we fought so that they could take it for granted.
Yeah. And as they should be able to.
I cannot begrudge them.
No, sadly, it's not the
sometimes
case.
I'm always banging my cane on the floor, but the truth of the matter is the generations have a lot in common right now.
Yep.
We do. And right now, it's a really good attitude because the Chicago Spirit Brigade is walking right by us. I love the Spirit Brigade. Look, I'm one of those people, my sports, if I'm ever watching it, happen to be in a hotel or something where there's ESPN, if there is a cheer competition going on, look out.
Look out.
I'm going to watch it because these people, I don't know how they do what they do.
It's crazy. Our daughter is a cheerleader, and she does competitive cheer, and the flips in the air and all the stuff they do.
Do you get scared when you see her doing them?
Yeah, especially when they drop her. That's not cool.
Luckily, she's still pliable.
They're building a base right here in front of us.
You well know how that goes, Kathy.
Let's see. I don't know all the names of the tricks.
Brigade, there we are.
Okay.
We're up on top. We're in a Liberty.
Okay, we got our flyers up in the air. Oh, that's nice.
They are strong.
Very strong.
Very strong. Beautiful.
When I was a teacher, I had a lot of the cheerleaders were in my theater class. And I went to, we were always encouraged to go support athletics. So I would go to the cheer events because nobody else went to them.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, these girls, these little 14-year-old girls being thrown into the air. And I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy what they do.
Incredible.
It's scary.
Coming up now is Sidetrack, one of Chicago's most iconic LGBTQ plus establishments. They just celebrated their 43rd anniversary on June 12th, owned by longtime community leaders Art Johnson and Jose Pepe Pena, last year's community grand marshals. And they first opened in 82 and on a modest one-room space, and look at them now.
Yeah.
And Anna Deshawn, she has been a pioneer.
Confetti gun.
Confetti gun.
Okay.
There we are. Anna Deshawn is an incredible pioneer in LGBTQ media.
Thank you.
Wow, there we are.
Wow.
We love gay media, she says.
They're shouting
Anna
out to
Deshawn
us.
is taking over the world right now with E3 Radio and queer media projects. She is incredible.
It's like a force of nature, that one. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
She's like a force of nature, that
She is a force of nature. She's absolutely incredible. Sidetrack, it's always lovely to go by for a slushie.
Everybody loves Sidetrack. Whether you like musical theater or just to have a cool drink with friends, it is an iconic spot here. We're so happy to have them here in Chicago. So many years.
We're protecting the dolls, but I want to know which doll is just walking by.
Here's the Metra.
Yeah, amazing.
Ride proud.
It's the way to really fly.
It sure is.
That campaign worked. You still remember it.
It did.
Very good. Very good.
Metra, the way to really fly.
We are everywhere.
They got some noodles all over the thing. That looks like a...
It got some
I went around on that train.
They're passing out hard hats.
Oh,
What?
interesting.
We need someone on the ground to bring us stuff.
Some swag.
Yeah.
Kerry, if you can hear us, try to grab one of the hard hats.
Ropes and Gray, that's a global law firm, is proudly and partially LGBTQ plus owned.
Nice.
Its commitment to representation is reflected in the highest standard of leadership, including the firm's general counsel. So it's good to know that we have people out there watching out for us.
And Kerry came through with a hard hat.
Nice. Way to go, Kerry.
Well, thank you, Kerry. I can't wait to add it to my collection so I can be all of the village people at one time.
Coming up soon should be
HRC.
the Human Rights Campaign, one of our very favorites.
The HRC is rolling by. They are always fighting for our rights, and we've got to take a quick break. And I want to thank everybody. The 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, the Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA. We're going to take a quick break, and there is more from the 54th Chicago Pride Parade live from the Center on Halsted.
Welcome back to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade, live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to WCPT's Pride Parade broadcast live from the Center on Halsted. I'm Scott Duff, and of course, this is Ellen Miller.
Yes, indeed. Here come the Chicago White Sox. I've got Cathy Richardson to my right.
And I've got Ken Mejia-Beal who's joining us now.
He's wearing what?
Shorts.
Oh, I love it. What
girl.
Wow.
I really hope there are little tiny fans or ice packs inside of that.
Yeah, he's got a costume on that looks very hot.
It's the Southpaw.
Is he the mascot?
I guess,
He looks
Southpaw.
like Gritty, but he's green.
You know,
and now he's twerking in his shorts.
As a Cub fan, I don't know what to say about him right now.
I was just going to say, as a Cubs fan, I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know how to feel about that either.
We want to say thank you for the White Sox for coming up to the north side and celebrating Pride, because Pride extends throughout the entire.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you.
That's what we want to say.
We love you.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, here's one of my favorite groups always. P-Flag. I'll never forget the time when we had our friend, what's Joy's wife's name?
Maida.
Maida was on the show with me. She was one of the guests. Told the story when she came out to her parents. They surprised her by marching in P-Flag. And she didn't know until she was as an observer that she saw her parents. I'll never forget that story because that is true love and kindness on the part of her parents.
It's great. And the signs that are walking by, you always have a home with P-Flag. I love my daughter. We love our daughter. My gay and non-binary children are a gift. We've got proud parents.
Love is transparent.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So P-Flag is parents and friends of lesbians and
gays. I know it's kind of
people didn't know that.
Didn't know that. I'm sure
we know. We know everything that's gay.
That's right. But not all of our listeners do.
That is true.
So we're here to bring them all the information that we can. But a great group.
I see lots of legs coming down the street.
You know, I remember as a young person, I was not out watching P-Flag and thinking, oh, my God, those parents are really marching. I mean, back in the 80s, it was a big statement.
Yeah, and people and gay people watching that would be moved to tears because they could only dream of their parents. And these P-Flag parents coming and giving hugs to people who probably, it's really
weren't getting them from their parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Brave Space Alliance,
another favorite of us on Out Chicago.
An incredible organization. It is a Black-led, trans-led LGBTQ center on the South Side.
Shout out to Shannon Lynn Parker, who's done an amazing job.
Who is everywhere
She's
now.
everywhere. She's also the interim CEO of Equality Illinois right now.
Oh, my God.
Yes, she's doing incredible.
She's amazing.
They have United in Pride, No Kings, Queens with Books are fine. I think that's
Heels and hard hats, contractors.
Yeah,
all right.
Great.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, Babe Sprint.
Can you keep up with all the flags? Look at all the different gay flags that are out
There's
there.
So many.
There's
They're
so many.
so pretty because they're colorful and
they are.
And they're fun.
And they are.
Okay,
fun.
Holy cow! What is
Chicago Gender Society?
Wow, that lady's got some giant bazookas.
Which is it was founded in 1987.
Painful, actually.
They provide education, support, and community for transgender individuals. For over 3 decades, CGS has offered a safe and affirming space for people to explore their gender identity, connect with others, and find empowerment through shared experience. There you have it. There is something for everybody here, friends.
And Kerry's got a little something for us, too. What's going on, Kerry?
Hi, I'm down here with Colleen Connell, the executive director for the ACLU. Colleen, can you tell our listeners a little bit about ACLU and how it helps in the community?
Absolutely. So the Scarametti case, which the Supreme Court just decided the wrong way, was an ACLU case. And it shows the fact that the ACLU has been fighting for LGBTQ rights for the 100-plus years of our existence. In fact, we filed the first lawsuit to protect gay rights. And so we're just beginning the fight. We're not backing off. There are more of us than there are of them.
Yep.
The fight will go on, and we'll win it in the hall of public opinion.
Okay, and if our listeners are interested in getting more information, can you tell them where to find more information about your organization?
Go to the website, ACLU. Just type it in, and you'll find it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kerry. Or just walk down Southport or any other busy streets. There's always people out there that are willing to sign you up. Kathy and I always say thank you. We're proud supporters, members. It doesn't take much to be a member.
That's how I signed up. Someone got me coming out of a gas station or something.
God bless them. Grassroots, if there ever was grassroots.
Yeah. You are much kinder than I, because whenever somebody approaches me like, do you have a minute for gay rights? I'm like, I am gay rights.
I'm going to start doing that, though.
I am gay rights.
I am gay rights.
I'm not going to give you my credit card.
Here's Cook County Health and County Care, more important than ever with health care also at risk, Medicaid at risk.
Yeah.
So let's, thankfully, we have a great Cook County Health organization. Yep.
Obama Foundation.
Yeah, they're building the library, and it's coming along. I don't know what the anticipated completion date is, but it should be soon, I think.
I think I saw 2026.
Okay, well,
if I'm not.
Yeah, I think it is that soon. I think it's next year. It's on track, so we look forward to seeing that in the community. It's going to be great on the south side.
I miss them.
We all do.
Oh, my gosh. Do we ever? Do you think they can see us through these windows? I
feel like people have looked at us.
They can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they can, yeah.
I just, rule of thumb, if you can see them, they can see you. I have to remind myself of that every day at home.
Okay.
Every day.
Because you're running around with the windows open?
All the time.
The drapes open?
Everything open.
Look, Ken likes to put on a show.
I do.
And
Artemis
there
Singers.
the
Here's
Artemis
Kerry.
Singers.
Okay, Kerry.
Hey, guys, I'm out here with Katy Clusen of the Artemis Singers. Katy, can you tell us, our listeners, a little bit about the Artemis Singers and also why Pride is so important to you?
Sure. Artemis Singers is Chicago's lesbian feminist chorus. We started 45 years ago, and Pride is important to us because we need to have lesbian representation in the Pride community, and we're out here showing how prideful we are. We are an organization that before the pandemic had very few members, but because people are looking for community, we have had so many lesbians come out and join us. We're now at 55 strong, and we have age range from 24 to 78.
Great. And if somebody was looking for more information on your organization, where would they find it?
You can go to artemissingers.org, and that's our website. There's a new member sign up that you can fill out if you're interested in joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Happy
you, Kerry.
Pride.
Kerry, the Gerberhardt Library and Archives just passed by. They are the Midwest's largest independent nonprofit LGBTQ plus library and archive, based in Chicago since 1981. It collects, preserves, and provides access to LGBTQ history and culture. Right now, they've got a big exhibit going on celebrating 50 years of Windy City Times, which is
what an accomplishment.
Just an incredible. Is it 50? Maybe it's 40. I can't remember. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
And of course, a pioneer in the in queer media. It was, of course, Tracy
Bain. She's a goddess.
She is everything. She is everywhere. Oh my gosh, I love the fact that there are some people out here. Apparently, there are people who are encouraging folks to move a little faster.
Yes.
40 years. 40 years.
It's 40 years. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the green light folks saying, move it.
I know. Speed up. Hey,
there's a trolley coming.
There's Ulta Beauty right over here. Oh, my gosh. That's the samples to be getting right there. That's the swag
I would
you
like
want.
some of that. Oh, well.
Wouldn't Mac Pride?
My makeup's running.
Look, I need...
Mac products. There they go. Beauty and Pride.
One thing I do love about Mac, Mac has been really, really big in our community. They're a huge, strong support of the community. even way back when a little-known drag queen named RuPaul was the face of MAC Cosmetics.
I did not know that. I did not know that either.
Yep, she was the first drag queen.
See, why were people like so much less uptight years ago, and now they're back to this?
The internet.
They've stirred up hate. That's why.
Well, it's the internet. It's people have access to the echo chamber.
That's part of the stirring.
When they're on social media, you have curated your own biases.
Correct.
You're getting all of your news, and that's why now people are like, what it is, it's small people who are scared that the world is getting too big and that they won't be acknowledged for their small.
And I also think a big problem, especially in our society, is when someone is entertaining, they're not viewed as a threat. As soon as they ask for rights, it becomes a whole different ballgame, and I think that's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've got a lot to say, Kathy.
I
Every Sunday from 11 to 1.
Yes.
WCPT 820, Heartland Signal. DoorDash, look at that bag. Oh my God, that is amazing. They got a gigantic paper bag with handles. I guess that says it all.
Yeah, DoorDash.
I've never ordered from DoorDash.
Oh, you should. They follow directions so well.
You know,
it's great.
You know what? I'm weird. I will only order food from people that have their own delivery service in-house, or I pick it up.
That's always good.
Because for a bunch of different reasons.
And we can talk about that as we go into a break here. We do need to take a break and pay some bills right now.
Oh, Channel 7.
Oh,
yes, thank you.
Channel 7.
Thank you, gay friends from Channel 7 and allies. We
Always
love you.
Love it.
Look
love
at
it,
them.
love it.
Oh, they look good up there.
We have got to take a break, though, but the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, there is more live coverage of the 2025 Pride Parade coming at you live from the Center on Halsted.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade, live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to our coverage of the 2025 Pride Parade right here in Chicago, coming at you live from the Center on Halsted. It's me, Scott Duff, and
Ellen Miller here, watching the Rainbow Mencians go by.
Those are the smart gays.
Those are the smart gays.
The super duper smart gays are just rolling by. We are also joined right now by Ken Mejia-Beal.
Hello.
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 There we are. And America's sweetheart,
Kathy Richardson.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Luckily, Kathy was off from her busy touring schedule and able to do this with us today.
I don't think I've been to a gay pride in Chicago since the last time I did this with you, which we figured out was 12 years ago.
Holy smokes.
Oh, wow.
Hendrix, our son, was a baby.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're also, personally, I'm very glad that you could join us, Kathy, that you could join us, Ken.
Always.
That Victor Salvo can join us, that our friend Michael O'Connor is somewhere around here.
He's around here.
There we are. And, of course, our spouses, because this also happens to be the 600th show of Out Chicago.
No way.
Number
Congratulations.
There's Kathy Voltmer over there. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. And Jerry Dye is somewhere.
Dye. They're holding down the corner over there.
They are. And we've got, we got the Tommy Hawk going by.
Tommy Hawk from the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
The mascot from the Black. Hopefully they'll have better things for the Blackhawks next year. They can only go up.
Okay. Well, hopefully there are ice packs in there, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so, too. He has them in the right place. There's somebody with a hockey stick with a pride flag on the end of it. Very nice.
And a pride flag with
there's
Canada,
some nerds
too.
laughing. I want some sweet tarts now.
Come on.
Ferrara Candy Company.
All right,
and there's
Kerry.
confetti flowing. They got the sweet tart float.
And I will say
man.
the Ferrara Candy Company has really stepped up. Lately, they've been sponsoring a lot of LGBTQ organizations. They've really taken a big step forward.
Nice.
And I also want to give a big old shout out to our friends at Windy City Sweets.
Yes.
That are just a couple blocks over on Broadway right over here. They dropped off some amazing Pride cookies
and
for us,
fudge.
and their rainbow Pride fudge. And just to let you know out there, after the parade, you can scooch on over to Windy City Sweets and you can get some rainbow fudge, and actually it's going to be a benefit for the Center on Halsted.
That is amazing.
They're giving money right there. And while you're at it, you can get a scoop of lemon cheesecake
And I get a
ice cream.
scoop of
And
birthday
a scoop
cake.
Of lemon
My flavor is
cheesecake
birthday
ice cream.
And a little bird told me
I'll
that
get a
my
scoop of
flavor
both.
is kicking butt right now.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so every the Special Gifts Theater, I think they're the beneficiary again. They give a percentage of sales. Scott's flavor, as you heard, is lemon cheesecake. Mine is birthday cake. And we've got Al and Frank from the Around Town show that also have flavors. I'm not going to promote them because I don't know what they are.
Okay.
But anyway.
But they want lemon cheesecake.
Birthday cake. Because every day is a celebration.
A scoop of both, because I want it all.
There you go.
I want it
That's
all.
There you go.
Here's Channel 5 and Telemundo. There's
Why are
the
they going
storm
so
chase.
fast?
Oh my God!
I was just thinking it's going really fast.
They're storm chasing right
Channel
now.
5,
Is what's happening.
Someone's got a tutu on. Who's
They've
that
got a lot of
fella?
energy.
He
a
is
lot of
having
energy.
fun.
A lot of energy going on here. And so, Owen, come on, Boots.
Okay.
Come on, Boots. We got some
Those are
knee-high
serious
leather boots with a nice little stack on the toe and a platform heel. There we are. That's the kind that Jerry likes to wear.
Is that his favorite?
Yes, we've got a couple of pair. He's got these great red ones.
I'm glad you're wearing them because Kathy and I gave them up years ago.
Well, there
being
you
the
go.
sensible lesbians that we are.
Well, Ken's wearing some sensible lesbian
I was
shoes
just talking.
today.
I am today, but I need a pair of 6-inch heels badly. Very
Let me
badly.
Talk to me when you're my age. Okay?
No
about those 6 inches.
Payless. If you can find a Payless, they always
Are
have
they
drag
still
queen
open?
sizes. I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
But drag queen sizes are the way to go.
Got
and
it.
got to get a stacked toe. It helps easier to walk.
Who is Team Rowan?
Team Rowan.
Making their debut.
Team Rowan, they're a debut this year. Their mission is to support queer and transgender youth and their families because everyone needs a team.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
It was founded
backstory.
by Aaron and Janine Scheimer in honor of their own son, Rowan, a transgender teen who tragically passed away at 14.
Yeah.
Team Rowan uplifts LGBTQ plus youth and a journey of coming out with love, courage, and community. They've got a big old 18-foot dragon that was handmade by Rowan's parents right there.
That's very sweet. I'm glad
And
they're part of
now,
this.
the reason I come every year,
The rugby team. You just want to look
Is
at
that
legs.
fellow right there with that little skinny thing on a rugby guy? No.
Yeah, they might be the rugby.
Is that rugby?
People.
No, rugby's.
Yeah, they're throwing a rugby
they're already
watermelon
down.
around.
They're
that's
gone.
them. Okay,
They've moved on.
I love a rugby
you love
player.
Them. Do you?
Oh,
you got
man.
a thing for him, huh?
Scott will tell you, I love a rugby
boy.
player.
Okay.
Girl, have you seen the legs on a rugby player?
Yes.
I haven't looked lately.
I like legs and belly, and rugby players got it.
Legs and belly. You heard it here first, everybody.
And that
Ken
is why we are
Mejia-Beal.
friends.
Their
Legs and belly man.
Their legs are very thick.
Yes.
They are.
You like a big-legged man.
I do.
Yes,
The blues songs are always talking about a big-legged woman.
I'm
talking about
a
a big-legged man.
I'm a bear man. Yes.
Tell it. It's all coming out here.
There we
Yes.
are. And
Bozo!
Here's Bozo. I know him. Hi, Bozo. And Dean.
Your
Hi,
hair is
Dean.
amazing.
Is Larry on
Hi,
there?
Dean. Hi,
Where's Larry
Dean.
Potter?
Hi. There he sees us. Thank you.
Our great friend Sean
Mwah.
Lewis.
Dean Richards and Bozo.
Oh, I love it.
And all the fine folks from
Chicago's very own WGN.
WGN. Absolutely. Thank you guys for all you do. And Bozo. Who
He's
doesn't
got
love
a
Bozo?
lot- Bozo is like rejuvenated.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he's 100 years old.
No.
Well, he's.
He stopped by the Ulta float.
I
I
do know Bozo personally.
The concealer,
I
the
cannot reveal
foundation.
his identity. I will say he's Greek. Bozo is Greek.
Well, there we are.
A lot of Greeks today.
Thank goodness, because it's the origin of
everything.
Of the whole game.
Thank you for saying that for me.
You know,
Yes, the cradle
where
of
everything
life.
began.
Yes, it
We've
is.
got, indoor plumbing because of the Greeks. We've got apartments.
Lesbians.
We've got
a way of
democracy.
government.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Philosophy. I could go on.
There's lots of stuff.
Gyros.
Gyros.
Tzatziki.
Tzatziki, tsaganaki, souvlaki, Spanikopita. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I better shut
Yeah, I
up.
was going to say, I'm starving now.
So
Thank you.
Come on, Second City Outlaws.
Second City Outlaws.
They bring high-energy country dancing, fun, and entertainment to the parade. Proudly open and inclusive to all, the Outlaws celebrate the spirit of community through performance that showcases the best of country music, both classic and new. Let me tell you, I still want to go join that gay square dancing group.
You say it every year. I don't know
what
why
is
you
stopping
haven't.
you?
My work schedule.
Oh, okay. You do have an excuse.
I have
That's
a
right.
weird schedule.
You do.
And in the words of gay icon Madonna, don't let success get into the way of your fun. You should still do it.
I don't.
Yeah. All right.
Do it anyway.
Okay.
I don't either.
Hey, Center on Halsted.
Center on Halsted, where we are right now, where we're
Yay.
broadcasting from. Thank you for having us once again for the 13th year, I think.
It started in 1973 as Gay Horizons. I remember when Horizons was down off of Fullerton and Sheffield.
I do too. I went
ago.
there. I went there when I came out for a counseling.
Oh, right.
Because I was out and it was
a lot.
It was a lot, and I joined a group there, and it was very helpful.
I volunteered at the Youth Drop-In Center. There are a bunch of us from About Face Theater back in the 90s as we were getting ready to start work on the About Face Youth Theater.
Nice.
We went to go work with them. We partnered with them. Social workers were coming to our rehearsals, and we decided to go down there to help them with everything. And quickly, let's go to Kerry.
Hey, Kerry.
Hey, guys. I'm out here with the Vice President of the Bisexual Queer Alliance Chicago. Can you tell us your name and what your organization does?
We are a bi queer organization that we do cyber programs, 7 programs a month via Zoom for the bi queer community.
And if people want more information,
where's the website? Bisexual Queer Alliance Chicago. Be quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh,
Thank you.
my gosh. Walking by us right now is one of the most beautiful.
Very nice.
Has a little bolero outfit. The jacket's coming off.
is
We've
fabulous.
got ruffles and rainbows and a fabulous wig.
Now,
There's our bi. That's the bi flag.
That's the
Let's
bi
go
flag,
bi.
yes.
So many flags.
Right here. Well, we've got a big community.
We do. There's
Open
room
all.
for everybody.
There's room
here.
for everybody.
And ba-da-ba-ba-ba,
Shine bright.
I'm loving it.
Oh,
Just see what
I was
did there?
wondering where that came from. I get it now.
That's
I
their
get
slogan, I guess. Shine bright. Is that a new slogan for them?
I think it's probably just here for the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
Because I think they're still ba-da-ba-ba-ba, loving it. But I wish they were throwing out some nuggets. Wouldn't that be
something in the
great?
Or some
boxes.
flurries, the McFlurries, because the ice cream machine is always broken by my house. So that
The ice cream machine is always broken.
It's always broken. Should be throwing those out at us right now.
I do used to like their soft serve. I'd stop in for one of those once in a while.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were good.
when they're working.
They're broken. They don't want to clean the machine.
We've got Ronald McDonald here.
Oh, he is so gay today. Look at him.
He's got
And it looks like Grimace
Look at the shoes
got a
on him.
facelift here. We get, I don't know who this red gal
Who's there's
is.
a gal with a long hair down to her posterior,
Yeah.
dancing on the back of the McDonald's float.
Grimace has an announcement.
Yes.
This is, please refer to Grimace now as Shonda.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
who that is.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, and the Lakeview East Chamber of Commerce is going to be rolling right on
There
by.
they are. Is my friend Maureen on there? Maureen Martino.
Maureen
There
Martino.
she is in the
Is she
pink.
it?
She's in the pink on the left side.
Oh, there she
She
is.
does a great job for this neighborhood, and she's a big fan of my band and books us for lots of things.
Thank
so,
goodness. We love that.
We
Let's
appreciate
keep saying
her.
nice things about Maureen.
Yes, we do. She's
And there's
a
so
great
many
ally.
events that are happening at Lakeview East.
A lot of
A lot of fun events, actually. And you're going to be playing in
I'll be
one?
playing at the Lakeview East Festival of the Arts. I believe it is September 14th, that Saturday, and we'll be playing at 6:30. Right on.
Girl, Kerry, go to the Edgewater Candles, guys, and try to get a candle.
Please, three.
Yeah,
The
Four
Edgewater
please.
candles are amazing.
They are,
really?
Oh my
That's your
gosh, they're
neighborhood.
so
I don't
good.
know. Wow.
They pop up at farmers markets across the city. They are a queer-owned business. They
Yes.
are headquartered in Edgewater neighborhood,
Yes.
which is where both we live.
I live 2 blocks away from there. I'm there all the
nice.
time.
It's fantastic.
No, not all nice. They get all my money.
I love.
They get all my money. It's horrible.
Well, someone brings a candle. I love a candle as a gift. I
Same.
always love candles.
and the best thing is Edgewater Candles. They were presenting free mom hugs.
Oh, that's so
We
sweet.
love
Yep.
that.
kind of going back to our whole thing with PFLAG.
Yep, they have free dad hugs as well. If you're into that.
Yep,
I'm into it.
Well, we've already heard.
Come to Papa.
We've already learned about that. Oh wait, but also marching with them is Play Catch with the Dad, a community group that aims to provide a supportive environment.
Very nice.
And Free Mom Hugs was founded by Sarah Cunningham that empowers the world to celebrate the LGBTQIA+ community through visibility, education, and conversation.
They were very present at the Buffalo Grove parade, the Free Mom Hugs
Yes,
people.
they were.
They were in force out there. Can't say enough about that parade. Scott and I were the co-grand marshals, and what a beautiful neighborhood parade.
It was beautiful.
It really was.
I know, and Ken held down the fort.
Very community oriented. I was very surprised by the amount of support.
Me too. I grew up out there.
Yeah.
And it was especially meaningful for me to see that kind of support from children and old people and young people. I had 3 high school friends show up to say
That's
hi.
beautiful.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh, what's that? And I think going by right now is the Chicago Native American and Indigenous Community 2S LGBTQ+ float, and of course 2S means Two-Spirit. Folks, it is a community of Chicagoland through a collaboration with multiple organizations. They are dedicated to honoring their Two-Spirit members and reconnecting with history. And recognize that before colonization, Two-Spirit people were revered for embodying both masculine and feminine energies.
And there's the Jewel also.
There's Jewel and Kiss FM. I do miss the giant Jewel grocery cart.
I do too. What happened to that?
They got rid of it.
I think they had to retire that.
I love that thing.
They couldn't make corners anymore.
Oh, darn.
No,
it was fabulous. Oops, man down. I think AJ's going to help. Hey, we have AJ doing all the engineering for us today.
Well
Thank
done,
you, AJ.
AJ is
no pressure.
AJ and I go way back to the XRT days. What did you, like the 80s, 90s? When did you, 90s. We worked together in the 90s. You worked with Kathy and me back in the at XRT. So it's always nice to see you here, AJ. Thank you for your good work.
There we go. Careful of that. And that's going on is the Uptown Chamber of Commerce. It was founded in 1923. It's one of the Chicago's oldest business associations. Its mission is to build a strong, unified business environment, promote economic development, and strengthen the community to nurture a diverse, vibrant, and thriving uptown.
And here's
Uptown is thriving these days.
You are important, smart,
unique and
loved. And that was from a church.
A church.
Yes.
Which, thank you,
churches. Yes. Usually we see a lot of them. I haven't seen as many today, but hopefully.
Well, they might be coming up later.
I'm sure they will.
Show.
I'm sure they will be. They're always here.
Frisbees.
Showing what
incoming up here.
Up here.
I think I wanted to.
One of those moments where I wish the window was
I know. We used to get beads up here. But.
I know. They did something when they were putting in the screens.
They did.
Blocks in.
We'll have a exit meeting with them about that.
Sure will.
Who do I have to write?
I know.
Did we miss Chicago's Black Gay Men Caucus?
I did not see them.
I didn't see. I think there's some a little out of order.
Yeah,
here.
there is a little bit out of order. But what kind of parade would it be?
I know,
right? Exactly.
And also, what kind of a queer parade?
Gotta roll with
like
the
follow
punches.
the order, follow the rules.
Yeah, we don't. We're not doing
that. We can't think straight.
No.
And going by right now, Lawrence
Hall, serving children, families, and communities since 1865.
Yeah, they empower individuals who've experienced trauma by fostering healing, stability, and community connection. Love it. They opened Illinois' first LGBTQ+ transitional living home for youth in care and continues to develop innovative programs with a second LGBTQ+ home opening next year.
That is awesome.
We have Shy Pride. It's a volunteering, coordinates volunteer events nationwide, creating opportunities for LGBTQ+ individuals and allies to connect and make a positive impact. Many Shy Pride volunteers, part of a team of 250, are actively supporting the parade today, assisting with everything from staging to disassembly. Thank you, Shy Pride. Hey, Kerry has somebody.
Hi. Hey, guys. I'm walking with Renee from Lawrence Hall, and she's going to tell our listeners a little bit about their organization.
Hi, Lawrence Hall is a social service agency, and we're celebrating 160 years this year. We're one
one of Chicago's oldest social service agencies, and we're just here to say happy Pride and have fun today and be safe.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you
for your
Charlie's
brevity.
just rolled
went
on by.
Is it
A
a country
lot of
bar?
fun.
Is that a
Oh,
country
my-
bar?
No,
Yeah,
well, no.
Charlie's?
Are you sure?
Western theme.
Charlie's is a country
Yes.
bar
Oh.
until it switches over to late night dance.
Oh, I've been
That's
there
why-
late night.
Oh,
There you
you
go.
only go for the ladies.
I only
That's
go for
why
late.
they're instead of a disco ball, they've got disco cowboy boots.
I'm usually under
can,
the
Can
influence.
somebody describe the wigs
I
on
don't know
these two
what's
gals?
happening.
They look like they're made
Structural.
of plastic.
They made
almost.
it like licorice or
They
something.
look like fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, that are
yeah.
all curly and piled up.
And they're like a pink color or deep, what would you call
It's
that?
lovely. It's very reminiscent of
A Katy Perry video.
or Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh, there you
Let's go
go.
with that.
Oh, he's got a generator and a speaker. They're pulling, oh my God, they're pulling the generator and the speaker.
Well, as you need to, because when you've got, there looks like there are flags that are coming.
There are flags. This must be the...
Nice.
This
What's
A lot of
happening
flag
here?
twirling and tricks.
Oh, the Chicago Pride Guard.
There you
That's
go.
what's happening.
a lot of throw it up there. Oh,
Come
Chicago
on.
She
Pride.
got it. She got it.
She caught it.
She got it. There we
I
are.
wanted to stab her
Oh,
right in
man.
front of us.
Look.
That
If you
would've been
could see
bad.
the
please
twirling
stop right here.
and the throwing and the catching, it's amazing.
I like when they stop right here, some of the groups, and do like
And do a thing.
Do a thing.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, they
kind of
play-
like Macy's.
It makes
Yeah.
me feel
Macy's
special.
parade.
Macy's Parade. They stop for the commentators
Yeah.
to give a little show.
But let me tell you, I love a flag corps
Yes.
so much. We had one in high school. We had the flags and rifles. They were the Highlanders, and I wanted to be one so badly because they would twirl their rifles.
Why didn't you?
Because it was the 80s.
Accept and save
Fair.
lives.
The
Steve
80s.
Quick. He's a jeweler. He's this is his 13th
There's a
year
guy holding a
in the
sign that
parade.
says, "Yay, gay."
Yay gay.
Yay gay.
Love is love.
Yeah, gay.
Nice gay jeweler in the neighborhood. Good
He's
for Steve.
sponsoring the Chicago Pride Guard. Huge staple in Lakeview.
All right, what's
The proud ally for 40 years.
Go get your engagement ring there
Ciccone.
while we still have cake.
Ciccone, Chicago.
Celebrating South Asian LGBTQ.
We've had Ciccone on the
Yes,
show.
we have.
Back in the early days.
Been a while.
Ciccone Chicago is a volunteer-run nonprofit dedicated to supporting queer South Asians, their families, friends, allies, and the broader community. In South Asian includes individuals with roots in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal, and the Maldives.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
And is this Advocate? Yes, Advocate Health, Illinois Masonic, my neighborhood hospital. Very happy to have them 5 minutes from the house. They are a
I'm
great
sure.
organization. They take LGBTQ issues very seriously, and they are fantastic. I can't say enough about that hospital, honestly. People always talk about some of the big, Northwestern, which is
Yeah.
great too, but Advocate does a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't always what was it?
It's
before?
Illinois Masonic.
The one that's right down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Advocate Illinois Masonic.
No, I know, but before that, because I'm just having, I'm like,
Oh, I
that's where
don't
my friend
remember.
died.
Oh. Yeah,
Of
no,
AIDS.
well, it's always
You
been known
know?
as Illinois Masonic and then Advocate.
Right, but it's one of those, I'm like, oh, they took really good care of it. So just a little moment. Just yes, remember, friends.
They have saved many a friend of mine,
here
to be
come the
honest.
Smelts.
The Chicago Smelts, a swim team.
I love the Smelts.
Look
They
at
used
them
to, the Smelts back in the day over at the Jane Addam Hull House on Broadway in Belmont when it was still hanging around as the actual Hull House. About Face Theater, that was our very first home that we had. It was a storied place because Steppenwolf used to be there.
I saw Steppenwolf show
Famous
there.
Store used to be there. I believe Gaelic was there, and About Face Theater was there. And the Smelts, they would practice in the pool downstairs.
Certified basement flooders.
Manhole ahead.
Oh, baby.
They've got a construction theme going, and they're wearing
I kinda
very
like it.
tight Speedos and hard
vests,
hats.
and vests and,
Yeah.
and
As you
fluorescent
do.
vests.
Yeah.
They're ready
you
to
tell
get to
anything?
work.
They're getting to work.
Yep.
I love these parasol, pride color parasols.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
I guess you call them parasols.
I call them an umbrella.
Okay,
Yeah.
But
umbrella.
parasol is much
I'm
more
calling it
gayer.
parasol because it's gay sounding.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a parasol.
Okay.
That
That's one, the clear, the kind of...
Now that is definitely a parasol.
Yeah.
A mylar kind of effect that goes
Very
on
nice.
right there.
I'm learning so many new
Lovely
words.
tutus that are happening.
We like to educate here.
Wow, there are tutus and
Cell
tatas
block.
that are happening.
Cell block. I've never been there, but you fellas, I'm sure have.
It's a leather and kink bar.
It is, right up the street.
They're
yeah.
wearing doggy
Just
masks.
right next door, yeah.
You leather and kink bar. There is something for everyone here in Chicago.
There's
You're
an
listening from
actual
around the
person
world.
dressed as a salamander.
I was going to say I've never been, but if you go, they have a great vodka soda with a splash of cranberry.
There you go.
I love that.
Buddy's
but you
never
know
been,
about
but
that.
he's
Never
hotel.
been.
There we are. We're going to source out all that information while we take a quick break.
Okay.
We want to say that their 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA.
You're listening to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade, live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to the live coverage of the 2025 Chicago LGBTQ Pride Parade. Scott Duff and Ellen Miller here. We've got Cathy Richardson going on. Victor Salvo kind of moved back on in, coming through. We just saw, who was it that walked by with, was that Planned Parenthood?
Hands off our bodies.
Hands off our bodies.
We were chanting
Planned
as we went on
Parenthood,
the air.
yes.
Planned Parenthood. Thank you.
That was Planned Parenthood
Again,
that went by.
now more than ever, don't hesitate to help out all of these groups that are fighting for our rights.
Right.
Please. Planned Parenthood, ACLU,
Lambda
Quality
Legal,
Illinois, Lambda Legal,
Human Rights
Human
Campaign.
Rights Campaign, all of them. They need our support. NPR, I mean, it's everywhere.
And WCPT.
WCPT.
There we go.
Where facts matter.
Where facts matter. We got to keep progressive voices going by. Walking right by, we got the Chicago Metropolitan Sports Association.
Oh, that's fun.
It's gay sports.
It's gay sports.
Yay.
Great.
I've always thought of it as a sport.
Right?
You know.
That always has been. Who is that walking by? Oh, it's the Chicago Park District. It's going by.
Those always make me dizzy just watching them. Those wheels that roll around,
Oh,
and they
God.
get in the middle and they stretch out and they do that. Oh my
Wheeling on
God!
down here.
Oh, I'd be nauseous. Oh my goodness.
He has incredible
Look at this gal.
strength to be able to do that.
Wow.
Yep. My friend's kids are at a circus camp learning how to do this.
Better them than me.
I know.
I get a little, dizzy, shall we say. I just
This
stuffed
is a
some
nice
guacamole. Both Ken and I are intermittent fasting,
Okay.
which at noon I could eat again.
Oh, well, it's noon 30.
I know. I just had some guac.
There we go.
Thank you, Matt, for bringing the
Village
guac.
Chicago Park District is just rolling on by.
They have a beautiful float with a sparkling green tree.
And a lovely gazebo.
Yeah.
There we go, because they
I
are
like
committed
that.
to cultivating
That's
diverse and
beautiful.
inclusive work and recreational
A
environments.
float with trees on it is a really good idea.
That is. It is,
Bring your own shade.
The creativity.
Right.
Bring your own shade, yeah, especially today. It is. I was walking around. I coordinate. I didn't realize. People
Wait,
come
is
with
this Dorothy that's going by?
That looks like a Dorothy.
Oh yeah, she's got red ruby
I'm seeing
slippers.
that is the bar Dorothy. If that's what
Yes.
Probably because I see ruby slippers.
Oh, good. Look, Dorothy, this is the first year in their parade. We've had them on the show. They are founded by Shore and Whitney Lamora. It is a beloved LGBTQI plus space known for its vibrant event calendar and distinguished cocktail list. It was voted 2024's best lesbian bar by the Chicago Reader and recognized by Condé Nast Travelers as one of the best lesbian bars worldwide. It's located in Ukrainian Village.
We need more and more of those spaces,
I know.
so we're happy there's
It's a fabulous
here.
space going by, and Asians and Friends Chicago.
Yeah, they have the Wizard of Oz theme, so that Dorothy might have been theirs.
Well, I just want to make sure that we got a big old shout out to
you did.
Dorothy the Bar, because they're doing cool stuff.
Totes. Best lesbian bar.
Right?
Yeah.
Globally. And Chicago LST Radio, empowering queer voices. It's a nonprofit. Their mission is to provide a platform for queer artists while curating and safeguarding inclusive safe spaces and advocating for the LGBTQIA plus community. I love it. And I love these.
They're sort of like Frida
Incredible.
Kahlo people.
We've got some dancers going by.
Kink.
Here's
followed by the kink community.
The kink community. It's something for everybody. And is that the kink flag? There's so many flags. Help me. What is that?
I can't see. That one? No, that's the leather flag.
The leather flag.
Yeah.
With the dog bone? What is
that? No. I didn't
Hello.
see the dog bone one. No,
that one's right.
Here's the puppy people.
Some puppy people.
What do we call this? The puppy people?
They had signs on that said puppies.
Kink. It's all the kink community.
It's the kink community.
Whatever makes you happy.
Hey, as long as
you're not hurting anybody and it's consensual, have fun.
Do it.
But I got to tell you, the masks in this heat, I can't
Yeah,
I know. I'm sitting on my.
They're very committed to their cause.
Very committed.
They are.
Yeah, the mask has got to be pretty tough. What does that say?
We love ASS, always showing support.
Okay, always showing support.
Right.
Was that my buddies that was going by?
Never leave your buddies behind, as I always say.
There are some insanely fabulous drag queens parading today. Just want to say.
Is this the hair salon? My buddies.
Daddy?
It's my buddies. It's coming up. It's right up in Uptown, Ravenswood and Lakeview. It's a fabulous place. It's kind of like the gayest non-gay bar, but it is a gay bar.
Oh.
It's like, it's phenomenal. There's also a lot of live comedy events that happen right over
that's
at
cool.
my buddies.
Where's it at?
It is kind of where
4416 North Clark.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So it's like
Clark
where
and Montrose.
Clark and Montrose, where everything all the different neighborhoods kind of mash up over there.
Oh, look at these gals. They look fabulous. They're riding on the back of a convertible. They've got beautiful hair. And
a little too.
They're very thin. Those gals are
just
thin.
One gal is.
Yeah, that one gal.
I know. She's got some hot ankles with those furry things going on around her. Second City's walking by.
Second City. We love Second City.
We adore Second City. You know, Chicago is known for its comedy scene, and Second City has been leading the comedy scene here in Chicago and across the country for decades.
This is together.
Baird
and Warner. Okay, and Dreamtown.
All right.
Okay, Dreamtown doing a thing. I told my company they better be in this float next year. I'm going to be mad at properties.
But we're very happy that Dreamtown and Barton Warner are here doing it.
No.
Really?
And, they've stopped if you're grandfathered. So, there's it's very difficult to get in to the parade. Because they cut the number down a few years ago to shorten it. Yeah, so.
Yeah, but I think shortening it also got rid of some of the many corporations that were just going after pink dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we are queer all year here on Out Chicago at WCPT.
Yes, we are every week.
Oh, here's the Cowboys.
More square dancers.
I think this is line dancing.
Scott, this is your chance.
Well, no, it's country line dancing. I want to do the square dancing.
Oh,
They already walked by while we were on a break, and it made me sad that they were.
I like the Spirit Brigade. Are they the ones with the guns? With the fake guns?
ROTC.
That's ROTC. The Righteously Outrageous Twirling.
Right. I love that.
Here comes the Legacy Project.
I think you might know these
All
people.
Right, go.
We got the Legacy Project coming on by.
We got our new banner, We Will Not Be Erased.
Love it.
But they're pretty far away from. Oh, here comes the
They're all
contingent.
coming.
There we all come.
Coming all through.
So it's pictures of the plaques of all the people on the Legacy Walk. So we got Sylvia Rivera, Frida Kahlo, Dusty Springfield,
I love
Tchaikovsky, Keith Haring. I can't tell.
LGBTQ studies make school staples.
Now, have you walked with this group in the past?
Oh
Victor?
yeah, a couple of years, but I'm just getting too old. I can't walk it anymore. And at least that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
And the banner did hold up. I had to glue and screw that thing back together.
Well, thank
They're
you.
making it
Talk
through.
about resilience.
And it is, we are glued and screwed. So,
excellent.
And we're sponsored by Walgreens every year, which
Good
we very
for
much
them.
appreciate. Walgreens and Synchrony Financial.
Excellent. Awesome.
Yeah, and for folks out there, can you just remind them again exactly what the mission of the Legacy Project is?
We celebrate the contributions LGBTQ people have made to world history and culture. It started out as a mission to help bullied kids understand the cultural context for their existence And now it's really about being on the front lines of restoring our rightful place in history before we are erased entirely, which is why our slogan is "We will not be erased."
So we got the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago Stars together, and that's the National Women's Soccer is the Stars. Of course, we know who the Cubs are, and a Cub player is married to a Star player. Did you know that? Of course you
I did not know that.
That would be Dansby Swanson, and his wife. His wife is a star on the soccer. The
That was a
women's soccer
huge
team.
float filled with swag.
Wow.
Just walked by the Chicago
Yeah,
Cubs.
they need to be giving that stuff
There,
away.
I know, I'm like,
They're just going to be putting it back in the box.
I guess so.
Wow, I love to get some of that. Throw us something.
How
Throw
are
it
we
through the
doing
window.
in terms of like soccer becoming part of the more mainstream here in America?
I think it already is. I mean, kids are all, you've got young kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
they play it from the time they're
Well, I
born.
know,
I don't
like,
understand
but I
why
remember,
it's
like-
not a bigger sport in America because it's so huge around the world.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because
Yeah.
even I played soccer.
Yeah.
when I was
A
a
gym
kid.
class we played.
Well, I was on a team. I was on a team for 2 years.
Oh, nice.
I was actually pretty good.
You played soccer?
I did.
You
but I
put
was
down
really
your
young.
knitting long enough to kick a soccer ball?
Do what?
Put down your knitting long
Oh,
enough.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with
I
you.
loved soccer. I played soccer. We had it just like in second and third grade, and I'm from the era where women did not play outside of gym class for the most part, unless you were on the tennis team. So I never got to really play any of the sports that I wanted to play.
Oh, come on, Stars.
But I'm really thrilled so many people, young women, they're playing all the sports.
Oh, yeah. And women's sports are really getting to be big now.
Thank goodness.
Yes,
They deserve to be.
Now we need to start
WNBA.
giving them the big money.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully. So we have a little bit of a lag, and we have a beautiful butterfly coming. I love when they wear those capes that look like a monarch butterfly. Not know which group they're with exactly, but
Maybe just some
They're
folks
just-
who decide
there
I'm
they
going to
are.
walk around.
there they are. Look at that beautiful cape. So it's like the shape of it's in the colors of a monarch butterfly.
It is a lovely, beautiful monarch butterfly, and we need to take a quick break.
CBS. Hi, CBS. Oh, they got a brass band on there.
Come on, CBS, with your brass
Thank
band.
you, CBS.
There we are. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more coverage coming to you live from the Chicago Pride Parade, right from the center on Halsted. And we want to thank the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA.
Welcome back to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade. Live from the center of Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to WCPT's live coverage of the 2025 LGBTQ Pride Parade, coming at you live from the center on Halsted.
54th annual. 54 years.
And Kenosha Pride is walking. It's floating on
They're
by.
actually on a boat. There's
They
a
are on
boat
a boat.
going down Halsted
Boat
Street.
float. There we are.
And Kenosha's next to him.
Yes, and we it's Ellen Miller. That's the voice of you here right over there. But we've also made a rotation in our celebrity guests here. We have grassroots organizer Michael O'Connor joining us today, and of course, Chicago media legend Kathy Voltmer.
I am thrilled to be here. I'm your show's biggest fan, and there's no bigger show you guys do every year than the live broadcast of the Pride Parade. You do a wonderful job, and usually I'm just listening to it. I'm not on it, but you really bring the excitement and the color, pardon the pun, of this wonderful parade to life for people who can't be out here.
Oh, well,
thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I've been coming to this parade. I lived on Waveland and Broadway in 1975.
Wow.
So for me to come through, I remember when you used to have to, and my name is Michael O'Connor. I used to do stuff at the Rocks Coordinating Committee over on Belmont during the same time. And then we did it up in Montrose for 13 years as an HIV outreach to help individuals who normally couldn't get their help. And I want you to know, Kathy, you and I both are the biggest fans.
Oh, yes, you listen a lot, too, I know.
And I call in and cut up.
It is true.
I cut up. So
I know.
I
When
want to
Michael
give a
O'Connor
shout
calls,
out.
we got our hand over the jump button.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there
you're right.
In case something's going to slip out over here.
Right. I want to just, if I can quickly do a shout out to everybody on the south and west side who are in the nursing homes, the seniors who literally, like last year, I was in a nursing home. And I listened to you guys over the air.
Nice.
So I'm so appreciative. I cut up with them nurses and told them, y'all going to bring me something from the nurses station. But I want to do a quick shout out to Seti on the south side who just called me, my sister, Dion, and all of the others from Jackson Park and Washington Park, because we really don't get a chance to see anything like this. With that being said, I'm going to turn it back over.
Well, we are so happy that you are here, Michael.
We appreciate you very much.
Thank you for the years of support that you.
Broadway in Chicago just went by. We love that they're here. We get to see all the shows that are on
before
Broadway.
And after
before
Broadway.
And sometimes before they even hit Broadway. So we have a vibrant, fantastic scene here in Chicago, and we're grateful to that.
We most certainly do.
You talk about it all the time on Sunday.
Yes, we do.
All the different plays.
Yes.
I figure if you two don't see it, I don't want to be bothered.
We try. We don't even scratch the surface of all the things that are out there, but we try and get to them.
Right, but y'all get around.
And our community is in the theater community, so we're everywhere. So we want to support it every chance we get. LGBTQ plus pride is a Jewish value.
Yes. That's the Keshet and Jewish Coalition. They are part of the Pride Parade this year. And they support the LGBTQ plus Jewish community and allies. It's a national organization. They're dedicated to our causes in Jewish life. And they're out here marching along with so many other great organizations. I love seeing all the groups out here. It's fun to see the floats and all that. But seeing the true community supporters is really fun.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that I really do love, that they didn't have a celebrity grand marshal this year, because it was more focusing on the community, because I think that's what we as a community need to be doing right now. We've got to be there for each other. We've got to be there to support one another, to lift up our causes, to stand by our trans siblings, our gender nonconforming siblings.
That's right.
We've got to be there for for folks who are marginalized within our already marginalized community.
I agree.
Yeah, we got to get ready to fight. Let's be frank about this.
Oh, I know.
We're going to have to pull her up and scratch our eyes and make sure people understand that we have a right to equal access under the law.
There we go.
Here we go. The Chicago Federation of Labor. Let's give them a big hand.
Yes.
Keeping workplaces safe, respectful, and diverse, and standing firmly with LGBTQIA plus workers to advance social and economic justice, which, again, always a good reminder that the first Pride Parade was a riot.
That's right.
Yes, it was.
Oh, Actors Equity.
There we are. I'm a proud member of Actors Equity.
Yeah, you are.
It is so important to make note, I guess, of what's going on here and all the people that are out here. I know you guys have been talking about this, but they estimate 1 million people are here. And it's so easy with what's going on in the headlines and the news every day to get down on our chances, and it just feels like everything's the deck stacked against us. But then you get out here and you see 1 million people, everything from unions to, bars to churches to
schools,
to kids and families, and you say, you know what, there are more of us than there are of them.
That's right.
And we can do this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When this stuff first started to come up, I called this radio station and I made an announcement. And I think I was not the only person to do so. And that basically said, I'm not going back.
That's right.
Amen.
Now, I cry sometimes just by having to say that.
I know.
But I'm not going back.
Yeah.
And I will fight, and I will do everything I need to do, and I'm sure I'm not alone.
As much as they want us to go back, and the us is everybody from brown and black Americans, gay Americans, trans Americans, anybody that doesn't look like them. We are not going back, as Mavis Staples sang so eloquently recently. And boy, were we with her singing along.
Really?
Yes, we're not going.
Oh,
she sang it at Blues Fest. We're not going back. And the song had more meaning than ever. And that song was from the civil rights movement. As we know.
Oh, yes.
And
look,
here we are.
I remember
still in the
when
civil rights movement.
Still in a movement.
Yeah. I remember when Mavis Staples and them had a club up on 79th Street.
Oh, wow.
That was in 1975 also.
Oh, man.
And I got a chance to get in there, and oh, my God.
Those
That's
are the
when I
days.
realized I love men.
That's what it's all about today.
Great.
That's what it's all
Tell
about.
your story, Michael. Tell your story.
Okay.
Tell your story.
The
Abby
boys
just
were
went by.
stepping. Oh, I had a good time.
What else do we have happening out there?
We're a little out of order, so I'm just trying to keep my eyes on the signs.
Young girl running, keep up with her family.
There we are.
We've got T-shirts that say "out." What do they say?
Yeah, out of pride. And this is the full of pride.
Somebody's full of pride.
Full of pride.
Yeah, full of pride.
Okay, they're
And we
full of
all
pride.
are, but I don't know who they are, but we are all full of pride.
We are today and every
Yes, we
day.
are every day. And we're going to have to remember that because they're coming after people's jobs.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you know, this is madness.
Yes, it is. Putting it mildly.
And we don't fight back.
Oh, that's AbbVie still. AbbVie, which is their mission is to discover and deliver innovative medicines and solutions that address complex health issues and enhance people's lives. So, all good things.
You know, I'm from the generation where we used to have to stand back from the jukebox right up there at Jeffrey Pub because they didn't allow men to, they didn't allow you to dance next to each other. And that was right here in the city. And, you know, I'm not that old. So I know it can happen
What
again.
are people so afraid of? I mean, you know, it never ceases to amaze me that it's a problem that live and let live is an issue for so many people. This is, you know,
it's crazy. And I see affinity and the MacArthur Foundation, that's money.
Yes, it is the MacArthur
money.
Foundation.
Right.
It's a private philanthropy headquartered in Chicago.
Yes, a philanthropic group.
And they're committed to bringing a just, verdant, and peaceful world.
It's their second year in the parade. Glad to see we're still getting some new entries.
But there was something that's so great when you're saying about all of the community organizations. It's kind of like what we've been talking about with all of the protests and the marches that have been going on and how they have just been increasing in size as they are going. Because people are seeing their neighbors, their friends, their family members who are going out there saying, oh, you believe that this is important?
I love this sign. Sorry to interrupt. Melt ice.
Oh, I love it.
Melt ice.
Yes, Scott, it has to be grassroots because we look up above us to the politicians in Washington, and it sure doesn't feel like they're doing much for us. I mean,
it's not happening.
Maybe they are on a local level. We see politicians locally like JB, and we see people doing things on a local, but you look at the national level, and I don't feel like anybody has our back anymore.
Yep.
No.
I don't know what they're afraid of, but
and look at all the people. Look at all the people that support us. That's what really it almost chokes you up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, our hometown airline, United Airlines.
To see all these people out here supporting our cause.
Lots of LGBTQ folks work for United Airlines, as we know, and they've always been very supportive. So want to see them flourish and continue here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Better together.
It is heartening to see all of the numbers of folks that that do turn out.
Yeah, and, you know, looking at the people that are camped out here, I mean, you know, they're not all, you know, there's LGBTQ, but there's tons of just allies that want to be a part of this.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
Well, I mean, the gayborhood is no longer the gayborhood.
Right.
You know?
It's a whole different ball
It's a whole different ball game, and the gayborhood, I think, kind of has moved.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Where is
yeah,
it?
definitely.
More like Logan? Is that kind of where we would say it is?
You know what? It's
But we're
everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere. I saw yesterday, I live in Brownsville, and I saw last night the LGBTQ colors riding north of 35th in Michigan.
Oh, nice.
Going all the way north, I guess, downtown. Now, the CPD is on 39th, Chicago Fire Police Department. But, you know, this was just a group that I had never seen before. Nice. And the grassroots. That's where people are doing their thing.
Hopefully, out of all this cruelty that we're seeing from the administration and the hatred, that the positives will rise up more than ever, like what we saw in Buffalo Grove, what you're seeing on the South Side. This is a call to action. And as bad as things are, I have confidence that those of us that believe in human rights and LGBTQ rights are more empowered than ever.
Yes. I was just thinking about the Buffalo Grove parade, because you expect people to come out in Chicago. You expect Chicago to have a very vigorous, vibrant turnout. But to see this kind of turnout in Buffalo Grove, where you guys were the grand marshals, I have to throw that in again. To see that happening in the smaller towns, in the suburbs, in the other neighborhoods, it's another thing that just gives you a lot of strength to go on and to keep fighting.
And also people who are giving folks strength and hope to keep on fighting. Thresholds just went by us.
They just went by.
They just went by us. They work with folks who are experiencing homelessness,
they work with everybody.
Serious mental illness and substance abuse.
Great
reflects
organization.
They have a strong commitment to diversity, inclusion, and mental health advocacy within the LGBTQ plus community and beyond.
I've seen them do work on Belmont at night. At 11, 12, and 1 o'clock. When I was coming from somewhere or to somewhere, they would be out here trying to ask people,
how are you doing?
Help?
What do you need help with?
Come on with us.
And that's one thing that Jerry has brought up many times. The one thing that's going to be getting what will help get us through this time is looking out for your neighbors. It's being neighborly. It's like, what do you need? What do you want? It's creating those relationships within and creating a stronger community. So it's like you said, so that we can be grassroots and be stronger together.
We are supposed to love thy neighbor. That's the old school, just one aspect.
American Airlines just came by with a nice inflated plane, and I think they said that one of the signs said travel. Something about how great travel.
I'm sure it's how great travel is. Something about how great travel is.
Traveling is a force of good.
Expedia and American Airlines have just passed by. And we can't discount our corporate partners who have not turned our back on their backs on us.
There you are. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking about.
So many corporations now we're watching
that have gotten shy and
that's what I heard here.
Because the government has turned its back on us, they are turning their back on us as well. We don't have to promote diversity within, so we're not going to. So you see American Airlines, you see United Airlines out here, and you do have to applaud them because they still are in our corner.
Because they always have been in our corner.
Right.
Before it became trendy.
Looks like it's time for a break.
There we are. So we need to take a quick break, and the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the more from the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade coming at you live from the Center on Halsted.
Welcome back to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade. Live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade. Scott Duff here and Ellen Miller.
We are here. While we were on the break, a few floats went by. The Hyatt, the Onyx, University of Chicago, BP, Cushman and Wakefield.
They're going by right now.
There's Cushman and Wakefield. And with us, joining us again, is Cathy Richardson, America's sweetheart and lead singer of Jefferson Starship.
And Ken Mejia-Beal.
Not America's
sweetheart.
But he's trying to be.
America's bitter sweetheart.
I love it.
He's bitter sweetheart.
All you have to do is name yourself that, apparently.
There you go.
And that's all you have to do. And I want to give a shout out to my friends Kelly and her family listening from beautiful Southern California. They're moving here to Chicago in a few months.
They are?
Yes, and they are listening to the Pride Parade.
Nice.
From California. So thanks for listening. Looking forward to having you here in Chicago.
I want to say shout out to my friend Lizzie Damont and Summer Masek, who were also at the dinner last night, and I neglected to mention that, and I
And
love
they're
you.
musicians
ladies.
as well,
Yeah, they're
correct?
in the band Heart by Heart with Steve Fossen and Michael DeRozier, original founding members of Heart.
Heart by Heart.
Yeah.
Wearing their kimonos.
Wearing their kimonos and
Sweep her up.
Look,
taking
I
it away.
need a-
away.
I need a new kimono or caftan because my other one is just not floating
I
enough
just
for
bought
my
a new
liking.
caftan.
All right, then you better watch it. 'Cause
Boys will
I know where you
compare
live.
notes.
Come on
I know
over.
where you live, and we'll snatch that kimono away from you or
Do
caftan.
it. Go for it.
And you'll pull back a nub. Is what you
Try it
Try
if you
it.
want to.
This is this Wheels? What's this?
Wheels.
Fast.
Something that begins with
Wheels.
W.
Wheels.
It's proud to make their debut. They're bringing together members from across the newly combined organization to show strong support for the LGBTQ plus community. Their name Wheels reflects its commitment to moving forward together and advancing opportunities for LGBT plus individuals. They're excited to celebrate and stand in solidarity at this year's parade. So another new entry into the parade. Fun to see them. Very colorful balloons going by. Lots of people waving. You know how parades are.
You know.
Parades. Lots of fun. Lots of waving.
Lots of waving. Lots of gift. They're giving away a lot of things. We're a little jealous here. I did get some sweet tarts from my friend Kerry.
Oh, well, that's all that counts. Oh, those are the ropes. Those are delicious.
Oh, those are good.
Those are the
ropes.
good ones.
You better hold on to that
Hold
one.
on. I can see you coveting them.
All right.
Ken's gonna take them.
Look out.
Did you
Intermittent
see,
fasting time. There we are.
Did you see American Airlines giving away pretzels and Biscoff cookies?
Oh, darn, I love the Biscoff. The Biscoff are my faves.
Oh.
They're a crispy, delightful cookie.
They really are. They're great with coffee.
They're the best.
And peanut
Yeah.
butter.
Yeah.
Didn't
Come
think
on
about
now.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe cashew butter, too. ComEd, there they are. Okay, well, we can't live with you, can't live without you.
Literally.
Thanks, I think.
Thank you.
Friendly reminder to pay that bill.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, I want to give a big old shout out to everybody who is marching this year. It is a hot day out today.
These people are working.
And
they're
they're out there
running.
Yeah.
Throwing
sweating
things.
with a mission.
Throwing beads.
Wearing layers and layers of costumes for our enjoyment.
And dancing. And just look at the energy. This girl, look at her. Just galloping down the street, giving away flags.
She's high on adrenaline. Look at her.
So high on something.
She's like
I don't
doing
know.
a dance step as she
Yeah,
walks.
she's giving it all she has.
She is. That's what this is all about.
It's all about
I don't even have
dancing in the streets.
Oh, she's part of ComEd. That's why she's full of electricity.
Electricity. Full of energy. There we are. That's the club that you want to be on. I'm like, where's your portable
And who's that?
AC?
They have a guy dressed up as a meter. I mean, that is
That's
just
brilliant.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it now.
There they are.
Hi, metery.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm
Very
metery.
innovative.
ComEd meter.
Very innovative. We are moving right along here, though. We are.
Yeah, that's
oh my
cruising.
goodness. We are getting close.
last
I know.
We have a few.
home stretch.
You know, they made this. You know, they made a concerted effort to make the parade faster, quicker. You know, but I like it longer.
I like it.
Girl, that's because you haven't been in it when it was like 400
Yeah,
entries.
that's true.
I think the people that are in it are like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it has moved along in a good
It really
clip.
has.
Yeah, there hasn't
Well,
been
I
any real-
remember times, I was saying on the way here, I remember being in the parade
Yes.
and how fun it was, but I never remember being too hot or anything like that. So I don't know.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
because I used to drink vodka lemonade, and I don't remember much.
Oh,
I just
I
drank
only
it
did that
and drank it.
one time, and that was the only time that I ever needed to do that in a parade. And I was young.
I was young back then.
Oof.
See, the parade used to start at like 1,
Yes, it
which
did.
meant it didn't even move till 3 some of the time in
yeah, it
certain
was the
floats.
hottest
Well,
hot of the day.
and
But it was also a lot shorter, too. Are you talking about the days when it started at Belmont and Halsted and went north?
Yes.
And then went around?
Yes.
It still wasn't like that many. It was not like this
Well-
right now because we have almost 1 million people out there.
Yeah.
It was, well, I remember we partied at our house beforehand, and it'd be 1 o'clock. We wouldn't even go to the float till, because it just stood there, you know, in place because, I don't know, we didn't have the barriers up in those days either.
Yeah, it was
so
a different,
people
coming into the street, it was a
people are coming right up to the floats. I was getting spanked by a ruler one year.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, people could run in. They would run into the street. It was dangerous.
Right.
You know, I'm like, someone's going to get run over.
It took long, and someone did get run over.
Probably.
Yes, a friend of mine.
Encore Global is just rolling on by there.
He lived.
Okay, good.
Don't leave us hanging with
Yeah,
that.
I was like, oh, that sounds horrible.
It turned out, he's a banker and he was he's fine. He's okay now.
Good.
But, yeah. But
it was the vodka lemonade, I'm sure.
Probably.
I'm sure it was. It usually is.
It usually is.
Yeah, it was crazy in those days, though, because the people were literally right up to the floats.
Yeah,
and it was kind of dangerous because people wanted to shake your hands or grab what you're getting. You know, people get a little frenzied when you're handing free things out. So, sadly, even though this is, it's much more civilized.
Well, it's
I guess that's healthier.
It's just
and
a
safer.
lot bigger.
It's safer and bigger.
It is safer. Bigger.
Oh, they've got a
parade.
speed up sign.
Yeah.
We've
been out there all day.
Wow.
There all day.
I love that. You know what? It works because people are moving at a great clip.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got a first-time entry of Echo Global Logistics. It's a leading third-party logistics provider headquartered in Chicago. It's proud to make its debut in the Chicago Pride Parade. It's known for simplifying transportation management through innovative technology and exceptional service. Echo also champions a strong culture of inclusion and belonging.
Big ovation for Stop the Genocide.
Stop the Genocide.
Free Palestine.
Stop deportations. Abolish ICE.
This is
The
getting
crowd
probably
is erupting.
one of the bigger.
It is the Gay Liberation Network.
And I'm happy the turnout is so huge.
No pride in
Wow.
genocide. Defend LGBTQ rights. We will fight back.
Stop the Trump agenda.
The people will defeat Trump's nasty agenda.
Extreme.
I made my own sign up.
Wow, this is a very, very large turnout for the Gay Liberation Network. It's it's really powerful.
It is. And people are reacting. People are
Big
applauding. They're cheering. They're raising their fists in the sky.
There are a lot of Palestinian flags.
I must take a picture of this. This is beautiful.
This is activism.
This
Stop
is what
starving
activism
Gaza.
looks like. You can hear the crowd.
Yeah.
And this is not even with all of our windows open.
No.
That's how much they are screaming right now.
It was a very important issue.
Cheering, yes.
It is not going anywhere. And more importantly, Palestinians are LGBTQ folks as well. So it's very important that they're here.
Hunger strike for Gaza Day 14. These people are on a hunger strike. God bless them out here in this heat. At least they're sitting
let
down.
Gaza live.
Jews say let Gaza live. Yes, it's Jews in support of Gaza.
And my friends, I think that was the last entry of the 2025 Pride Parade.
That was it.
2 hours and 13 minutes. Fast.
That was fast.
That is fast.
That is. We did it, folks. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined us for this broadcast. It's always a joyful and wonderful time. It's also a great time to kind of just remember again and just to pause to be like, where are we right now in terms of moving forward for our rights instead of moving backwards, and thinking about what does it mean to actually march down the middle of the street, one of the biggest streets in Chicago, and to proudly say, I stand up for LGBTQ rights and equality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in a time when we're not feeling good about what we're reading and listening to and seeing happening in our country, a day like this gives us hope and empowers us, and it makes us feel like we will win in the end. We just have to keep the fight going, and I think that love will persevere and love will prevail.
I agree with you.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Amen to that. And in the meantime, it's time for celebrations. I'm sure the bars are going to be filled up and down here, down the street. Cathy Richardson, if you would pick, what is your best, gay anthem or queer anthem? When you want to make a playlist for Pride, what music are you putting on?
Wow.
I mean, we know Heart.
Yeah, of course we love Heart.
Yes.
Born This Way, Lady Gaga is a big gay anthem. I've heard so many tonight. I can't even think of their names right now, but they're.
Oh,
you make me feel mighty real.
Yeah, come on, Sylvester. Sylvester's the one that, it's so funny when I'm working at the snack factory, and we do have a Pride playlist that pops on.
Nice.
And I take the time to educate some of my younger coworkers. And Sylvester is one of those people that pops on. I'm like, okay, a lot of people don't know that Sylvester was kind of one of the trailblazing, gender bending, ahead of their time. Moment with that song. You make me feel. Have you the extended cut of that? The end is a little steamy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
We'll be listening to that later.
Yeah, but it's one of those moments where here's a pioneer when it comes to just not only moving forward with the disco movement and everything, but really pushing the boundaries of gender and sexuality.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really important to remember these people who were back in the 70s, and then we lost him to AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for singing that song, because that was the one that was popped into my.
All right, awesome.
That was beautiful.
How about you, Ken? What is one of your
I'm not gonna sing now. You should.
You don't have. Yeah, I know.
By God,
it's
everyone will turn off.
It is not fair to go after Ken.
My favorite is Madonna's "Get Together." But my playlist is lots of Madonna, lots of Elton. Yeah, you got it. I would sing it, but I can't. But yeah, that's the playlist. Madonna and Elton and that's.
Are you on the Chapel Roan thing? Because now everybody's going to the Pink Pony
Listen,
Club.
I just found out who that person was 3 months ago. I don't know her.
Welcome.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
Mariah Carey.
We know her.
Thank you, Mariah.
Mariah Carey meme.
Yeah, I'm so out of touch with a lot of stuff that's happening. The music now is so disposable. It's here today, gone today. So I don't even waste my time to remember who these kids are. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
All right. Well, there we are.
Sorry, Gen Z is going to attack me in the
I
comment
know. They're going to
section.
go for your eyeballs. What's going on?
Let's delete this.
No, these kids today, they don't know anything. Somebody made a really old joke on Threads the other day about an army of lesbians being a militia Etheridge. And people were like, high five, sir. You really came up with I'm like, they don't get it. That joke happened in the 90s, guys. It's not new. It is a good joke.
It's a good joke.
But
and
it's old.
Speaking of no jokes, we're going to take a break here. We are about to take a break. The 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA. We will be right back after a word from these fine sponsors. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening to the Chicago Pride Parade.
You're listening to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade, live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And we are back at the Chicago Pride Parade, the 54th annual Chicago Pride Parade, which just ended. The actual floats, the entries have gone by. But we're sitting here with the memories. And,
we're basking in the warm, glowing, warming glow.
Yes, we
rainbow love.
Yes. We are.
And drag queen.
Now the real fun starts, right? And the neighborhood.
The real fun and the real trouble.
Then the real trouble. Hopefully,
starts right
hopefully it'll be peaceful. The people, people ask me about this parade all the time, as they know I'm here every year. I live in the neighborhood. The people that come out here early, set up and wave and cheer everybody on, they are not the people that are doing the bad things. Sadly, sometimes it's just opportunities. People come in just because they want to get their freak on a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But the parade itself, the people at the parade, they're here to celebrate.
And when I say trouble, I mean good trouble.
Good trouble.
I don't mean bad.
We're not talking about
stuff.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Well, there are.
shenanigans.
I live in the neighborhood, and I'm going to tell you, it is difficult.
I'm sure.
At night, there are just blocks from my house. There was all kinds of things that happened late into the night. That is just kind of a byproduct.
Got it.
Of the parade, and there's always going to be people that want to do their thing and get, just kind of think it's a gay pride parade. They're not even allies in some cases.
Yeah.
They just want to, come into the neighborhood and have fun and party. And most of them are just having a good time.
Correct.
And alcohol gets in the way by midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Things happen.
And I was just going to say, I attribute, it's kind of like New Year's Eve in some degree. People drink without realizing their own space and tolerance, and then next thing you know,
and then the heat thrown
and it turns into a catastrophe.
And they are quite a bit younger than most of us sitting here, other than
Absolutely.
We learned our lesson.
I mean, they're kids.
They don't know.
I mean, they're having fun, and but hopefully tonight will be peaceful in the neighborhood. The parade was beautiful. I didn't see any, stoppages, any issues at all.
I want to know what's going on down at the end of the parade route. That's where all of the protesters usually hang out.
There's less and less of them.
There's less protesters now. They've been confined to one space now. They used to be confined to the whole street under the train. But now they're like in a little bullpen. It's like such a small amount.
Is it when they make the turn off onto Diversity?
Yes. When you
it's
turn
right at
onto
that turn.
Diversity, it's right at the very end of the parade.
And my friend used to have to guard, it was a police officer, Joyce, and that was where she was posted to keep the peace over there. And she took her job very seriously.
I kind of look at, I know this is my opinion only. I find them hilarious.
Same.
I love that they go to more gay events than any of us combined.
Right.
I love that they have memorized so much. I love that they are out here on their Sunday denouncing us. I think it's beautiful. God bless them. I hope they're having a great time too.
They're always so
they're just so
hateful.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember encountering them along the parade route, maybe from a float, and flashing them the peace sign, and having some guy literally hiss at me like a demon. I'm like, you guys are the ones who are possessed by a devil. You're gonna hiss at somebody giving you a peace sign, and they're so full of hate and anger about something that I just don't understand. And to say that to be standing there speaking for God or Jesus or whatever they think they're doing, it's just like, you guys have totally missed the point. And it's sad. I think it's sad.
It's their own insecurities. It's their own who knows what phobias they have and why. We could get a psychologist on the subject. But as we see all the time, some of these extreme religious zealots, they're pedophiles. Some of them. They are
many of them.
They're just not good people, and they're under the guise of God and Jesus, and in fact, they are the exact opposite.
It's all a projection. If you really think about it, all the negativity they spew is just a projection of their own insides.
Yes.
And when you look at it that way, it's kind of like, okay, it's not. It rolls off your back a lot easier.
Yeah, which is also great when you do pass them. There is a guy dressed up as Jesus standing next to them, holding a sign saying, "I don't know these guys."
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
It's
like I don't know these guys.
They don't speak for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So we did the protest, and actually the number has gotten a lot smaller over the years.
Yeah, it's very
so.
Good.
Years ago. Like my first, do you remember what year your first Pride Parade was?
Well, I moved into the neighborhood in 82, so it was probably 82. Yeah.
That you were in it, or that you went?
Oh, that I was in the parade. I finally got the radio station I worked for, WXRT, to join the parade around 90.
Right on. I was a little bit after you. It was like, I think, 96, 95, 96. And I lived right up at Belmont and Halsted, like right on that corner. And back then, the parade used to start there and go north, and then make that crazy
right-hand turn onto Broadway.
Yeah, that turn over onto Broadway and go all the way down Broadway
to
Diversity and down, dump you out into the park over there.
Yep.
But I remember being like, as you were saying, they were just. It wasn't as big as this. There were still a lot of people that came out to support it. There weren't any of the barriers up, so folks were able to come in. But it definitely felt the spirit was still there. Like, it was small but mighty, and it was just filled with people who were there to support you and to support our causes. And back in those days, we didn't have rights. I mean, fortunately, we live here in Chicago, where Chicago's always been on the forefront of LGBTQ rights and inclusion, especially when it comes to housing, employment, everything like that. I remember stepping off because my first Pride Parade I was in it. And it was a really scary thing for me.
I'm sure.
I was like 25, 26. I had just graduated from Northwestern. I was up here in Chicago. We were starting About Face Theater, which is still going strong today. It is a theater that has been founded on celebrating the lives, histories, and experiences from the LGBTQ community. And there was something that just felt so public about it.
Yes.
That, like, I can't go back after I do this.
Right.
I will now be, gay actor Scott Duff.
That's beautiful.
Or whatever.
No, that's beautiful.
And it was scary, and there was a lot of weighing about, like, do I do this?
Right.
And yet here we were marching with this little tiny sign that our friend Scott Ferguson had painted for us, because we didn't have the money to get a big banner.
Right.
It was also in the 90s. Where do you get a big banner?
Right.
And it's like we don't have, Kinko's wasn't really around.
Yeah.
But like that was kind of it was a really empowering moment.
Yeah.
And just seeing also like how different the community, like the issues facing the community were then as opposed to now, and how they embrace it feels to me, and I might just be a little Pollyanna about this because I don't go out to the bars or whatever, but it definitely feels like that this community has become so much more inclusive.
Oh, that's true. That is 100% true.
That seems to be a big thing.
I remember when I first started coming here, I was 23, 24. It was shocking to be in a gay inclusive environment, and there would be some bars where, as a person of color, they just would not serve me a drink.
Yeah.
And I will not say any names, but it was just impossible to get a drink because they kind of didn't want that clientele there. And now you go out and it really has changed. The culture has changed. But no, that used to be a thing early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, and, I'm not you, and I can't, I never would have guessed that, but I'm sure it happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just even since we've been on the air, without Chicago, there is a bar that was down here that sent out a memo saying we do not play rap music.
Yep.
Was it that bar?
Yeah, it was that bar.
Yeah. No longer there.
Yeah, it was that bar.
But
so you can name them. Who was it?
It was called Cocktail.
No,
it was Progress.
What was it called?
Progress.
Oh,
lack of progress.
It was. It used to be many things. It used to be a loading zone.
Yeah.
It used to be No, but Progress was they sent out an email saying we do not play rap music here because it attracts the wrong
clientele or the wrong kind of people.
Wow.
And that's just been within the past 10 years.
That was within the past 6 or 7 years that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
But overall, it has changed.
Yeah, but there's also it feels to me that there's also the response from the community to that
was swift and immediate.
And it was coming around going what are you talking about? That is the thing. That is, I don't know. I think it's days like today that really make me feel again, it's Pollyanna and maybe a little High School Musical, but we're all in this together. That's kind of the vibe that I got today.
It is. And I will say what we all have to do a little bit better, or a lot better, is what I'm viewing now. We have to really do better with uplifting our trans brothers and sisters right now.
Yes.
They are in the crosshairs.
They're in the crosshairs, and we just all collectively have to do better.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And, it's something that even I've struggled with, and it's easy to put a target on trans people because they're probably the least understood, very, very small minority of people. And we do need the allyship, and we need to stand up for them everywhere, because the stuff they say about trans people is the same stuff they said about us. And it translates over. Like, you hear about butch women getting beat up for using the women's restroom and all this bathroom stuff. I mean, it's just like, let the people pee.
Yes.
You guys, they just want to pee. And they want to live, they want to exist and be treated with dignity and respect like any other person. And it's the humanity. We need to all just grab onto our humanity and care for each other.
And thankfully, I am seeing, more allies, more people from the straight community are really taking what's happening to the trans community to heart.
Yes.
Especially people around where we live here, again, in Chicago, who know trans people, have trans family members. It's so uplifting to hear how they are upset about it and how they want to fight against this as well, about this cruelty. So I think that all the years of this parade have brought people together from all walks of life. I'm always amazed when neighbors of mine, like, we're going to the parade, we want to be there. And I'm always like, really?
Yeah.
I'm always like, you really do want to fight those crowds and be down there because you care. You're not even gay. You're not even trans. You're not. And that is what is going to make a difference in this country and in this world, when everybody of all walks of life and all whoever they choose to love decide that they want to support one another, no matter who they love.
And on another, and I only say this if you are in a safe space and have the availability to do that, do so.
Yes.
But this is the importance of coming out and speaking your truth. I think the more folks that know someone that is a member of the community, it changes their outlook.
It does.
And that's why it's so important for those of us that can be visible and can be out to just do it, because it changes the way it changes the way others who don't know anyone treat other people in our community.
Absolutely.
Very big thing.
And Kathy, you're you and Rachel, you're lesbian parents of 2 kids. You live in a suburb, Elmhurst. How have you been, how's the acceptance been for you as parents and for your kids? Have times changed where it's just like...
1,000,000%. I mean, when Rachel first... I had moved to San Francisco. That's where I met Rachel, my wife. We got married and moved back to my house in Elmhurst in 2008. And we're in the grocery store, and she grabs my hand, and I said, "Oh, no, you can't do that here." "What do you mean I can't do that here?" "Yes, I can." And she forced me to hold her hand in these public places, and she said, "No, we're going to..." She's 10 years younger than me, so she has a whole different generation of support, and having a gay older sister and already being like really pro, but and also coming out in San Francisco in your 20s, it's like, oh, we're accepted, but I'm like, no, you can't do that here. But she forced me to, and our neighbors were forced to see us as a couple, and they love us just the same. They are like excited about knowing us, I feel like. And like I feel like if the Nazis started coming through my town to get the gay people, that my neighbors would block them, like they love us and are...
They have your back.
Yep, absolutely.
Amen.
You should have seen Rachel's face when you were talking about her.
So pretty.
She was just smiling over there and being like, "Oh, I'm so
Thank
proud
you
of
for
her."
grabbing her hand in public, Rachel.
Yeah, she made me.
In the
She
suburbs.
forced me.
But it goes back to the question that I asked at the top of the parade. What is your gay agenda?
Yeah.
For so many people, they think that they've got a very weird misconception of what.
Well, people
queer
think
folks
that
do.
if somebody saw me holding hands with Rachel and they were very anti-gay, they would say, "You're putting it in my face," and that's like, so we're not trying to put it in your face. We're not trying, we're just trying to blend and stuff. And it's like, just knowing that people exist should not be something you feel is in your face. Like, it's just like, oh, these people exist.
Yeah.
Are in the words of Quentin Bronson from Abbott Elementary,
Yeah, she's great.
some people be gay.
Some people be gay.
Some people do be gay.
Some people be gay.
Some people be straight.
Yes, like whatever.
And we feel badly for them, or we support them
We
even
support
though that
them.
they are straight.
I don't support their lifestyle, but I support them as humans.
I know, just as long as they don't shove it down my throat. There we are. Well, hey, listen, we should probably take another break that's going on here. I do want to say that the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade on WCPT 820 is proudly sponsored by Credo Mobile, Center on Halsted, and SAG-AFTRA.
And thank our dear hosts that we've had, our guests.
Thank you for having me. It's been great, and I'd love to come back anytime, of course.
Well, you know the door is always open for America's Sweetheart.
I echo those same sentiments.
And
America's bittersweet
heart.
Yeah, bittersweet heart.
Bittersweet heart, yes.
I'll be even more bitter next year, I promise.
I love it. I love it. So, I do want to thank Ken Mejia-Beal, Cathy Richardson, and Victor Salvo. And then coming up after the break, I think we're going to do a little check-in with the spouses and kind of do a little stroll down memory lane. On this today, the day of the Pride Parade. So stick around. You're listening to WCPT AM 820 Heartland Signal.
Thank you.
You're listening to the WCPT live broadcast of the 54th Chicago Pride Parade, live from the Center on Halsted. WCPT's broadcast of the parade is sponsored by Credo Mobile. Here are your hosts from out Chicago, Scott Duff and Ellen Miller.
And welcome back to the final thrilling show-stopping moments of our live coverage from the 2025 Pride Parade. We are coming at you live from the Center on Halsted. I'm so happy that we're here. We also have joining us now in a moment of radio history.
Yes.
Oh, it's raining now. Look at that, perfect timing. We have our little partners. Jerry Dye, my beloved, my bunny, is here.
Hey.
Aww.
And Kathy Voltmer.
My beloved sweetheart is here.
Going strong since 1995, y'all.
Wow.
Come on
now. 30 years.
I know, 30 years this fall.
Well, wait, 7-Eleven is coming up. What is 7-Eleven?
7-Eleven is when we were first legally entwined, when the state of Illinois allowed civil union.
Civil union.
We got, right away, we got our license, and we got what we thought at the time was the closest we might get to marriage.
And then marriage, we got married 6/1/2011.
2012.
2011 was
2011 was our civil union.
It's hard to keep all our anniversaries.
I know. That's why, honey, I made the date 7/11/11.
I know.
That date.
So 2012, we got married. So we have so many anniversaries to celebrate.
Which is one of the many reasons why I adore you two, because you will celebrate anything and everything.
We do.
Well,
you do.
October 3rd was our made up, because when we got together 30 years ago, we had no idea we'd be able to get married.
Right.
Really. I mean, yes, it was legal in other states, but we both felt the same way. We're going to get married when it's actually, accepted and legal in the state in which we live. So we celebrate when we got together, which was October. We celebrate 7/11 when we were legal. And then the June 1st one, I got a sibling and a nephew born that day. So that one gets kind of lost in the shuffle.
Not to change the subject, but Out Chicago is celebrating a big anniversary today.
600 shows.
Unbelievable.
That is incredible, y'all.
Thank you.
We're in syndication now. Do we start getting royalties?
Right. Well, it all began here at the Pride Parade because you, Ellen, you and Poppy. Was it Poppy?
Yeah, me and Poppy.
Poppy used to
Or was it me and Kathy?
It could have been you and Kathy.
You know what? It was Kathy and I did the very first one. You did the very first one with me. Yeah, the very first one in 2013.
Wow, amazing.
2013, and we did it from here. And, I was... Let me tell you how terrified I was the night before. Oh, my God. I mean, I hadn't done Out Chicago yet,
Right.
And, but, my friend said, I was interviewing Bill Daley, Mayor Daley's brother at the time, and somebody brought him up in here, and my friend Marge Halpern, she goes, all of a sudden I hear you interviewing Bill Daley. I almost fell off my chair because, but, thankfully one thing led to another, and Out Chicago kind of came out of all
and that's
of it.
a big old shout out to,
Michael
Damsky and the folks at WCPT, Chicago's Progressive Talk. They were looking for a way to expand their audience, and they were like, we need something for the LGBTQ community. And because you had laid the groundwork along with Michael Damsky and, of course, all the incredible people we all got together and did our crazy little show.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
And wait, and I also have to say that when I was asked to be the co-host, I said, I can't really commit. I don't know if I can do a weekly show.
I'm so busy.
I will be like this. I'll be the guest co-host on the first show. After the very first show, I'm in. I
haven't shut her up.
I haven't shut me up. I got the bug. Scott's stuck with me for 12 years, so here we are. But, Scott and I bring two different, Scott is from a younger generation. He's a gay male. I'm an older lesbian, and we don't see everything the exact same way. We see the important things the same way. But he has a different viewpoint and perspective as a man and as a gay man, and again, younger, and I have mine. And I think between the two of us, we cover a lot of ground.
We do.
With a lot of different people.
And we were very, very lucky today, too, by design. Like the folks that came in to hang out with us, Cathy Richardson, who's giving a little kiss on my head right now. Ken Mejia-Beal, Victor Salvo, Robert Cornelius was supposed to be
and
showing.
Michael O'Connor.
And no one was supposed to show today, but he was not able to.
Yeah, Michael. Yes, Robert Cornelius had rotated.
And Michael O'Connor, who has been a part of the show, whether it's like here at the Pride Parade
or
calling in, it was really important that they come and celebrate this whole moment here. And
600
unbelievable
show.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, we had suburban representation, we had South Side representation, we've got Lakeview representation, we've got Andersonville, Uptown, Edgewater.
We're all over the place.
Yeah,
and also and thanks to Matt Cummings, who is a producer extraordinaire, who's always been doing
He's always got our back.
But also we have a new friend joining us as well. We have Veronica Cummings. How do you know this fine gentleman?
Matt would be my brother.
Oh, well, there we go.
Known each other a little bit of time.
Resemblance.
I know. So we're very excited that you were able to join us for the parade today.
Same.
There you are. What were your thoughts about, as you were watching everybody going by? What was going through your head? Because I know it's a very tumultuous and uneven time.
It is a tumultuous and uneven time, but really this year has all been about, in June, we have to celebrate our joy, and we have to celebrate our joy publicly.
Yeah.
If we're not celebrating our joy is the best weapon we have against the hate.
That's right.
So, the parade is great. It was a little shorter this year. Gee, I wonder, some corporate folks might have backed out.
Well, actually, it was pretty much, no. They weren't backed out. I think the corporate people that always want to be here were here. They have shortened the number of entries. Because it used to go on for, oh my gosh, it'd be Halloween by the time we were done. The other gay holiday. But, so, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're good. It's a fun time to be here. It's fun to be here at the parade. This is only my second parade that I've been at.
Okay. Amazing.
I came out in late 2023 as trans, so I transitioned publicly while holding a management job in corporate America. Oh, and by the way, at the time I was also the volunteer president of a nonprofit children's theater company, which, things feel a little lighter right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was that like?
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
When I went to change my name in early 2024, the public notice law had just been updated so that you should be able to waive it, but I drew a judge in Kane County who basically said, no. Come back in 6 weeks. I had to get help from the ACLU, and that led me... So I dropped a note to my state representative, Anna Moeller, because I'm out in Elgin, and she connected me personally with the ACLU within half an hour of doing that, and that led me on this path to getting my name updated through the Illinois Transformative Justice Project. They're fantastic.
They're amazing, aren't
organization.
They? Yes.
And then came back 6 weeks later, and only because of their help was I able to get it updated. But while I'm president of a nonprofit children's theater, they were trying to make me out myself in the local paper when and just for acknowledging Transgender Day of Visibility, we were getting threats against our organization. We had to increase security. I'm very glad everything worked out, and it definitely has been, it's taken me a little bit to get to where I'm okay safety-wise and being in public, but I've gotten there. It's wonderful. Took me a little bit of time, but that's okay.
You're here now.
Yeah.
And this is why we have Pride.
Absolutely.
They're trying to make us disappear.
Yeah.
And when you stand out here and you look, we're looking out this window at this just throngs of people, and you know that they will not. They will not erase us.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, 200,000 people protested and celebrated in Budapest yesterday, where it's illegal. Like,
yes,
they can't keep us down.
Sure can't.
Especially if we're loud and visible.
Keep that thought going, because that's the only way to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Veronica, we're so happy that you could join us today, and thank you for sharing your story, because it's not easy. And and as what we've been talking about, visibility is a really important thing, and strength in numbers, and knowing that your community has your back.
Oh yeah.
And
at work, I've had people say, because I'm visible in management, they now feel comfortable being themselves too. I've moved into the co-chair role, vice co-chair role of the Pride group at work, and that's been a beacon to people, because if you see a trans woman in leadership there, everyone in the community knows that they're safe too.
Right.
Excellent.
Right.
So
well,
true.
keep doing the good work.
Absolutely.
It comes to then everybody's journey is different, and in their own time.
And that's what makes it beautiful, because there's synergy in all of our journeys, but there's differences as well. And every journey is different and beautiful in its own way.
Beautiful. Well said.
Thank you, and thank you for being now an official new member of the WCPT family here for us as we're celebrating our WCPT family. And I would also be remiss not to give out some major love to Kerry Dalton.
Yes, Kerry, great
nice
job as
Kerry.
always.
She was with Out Chicago from the very, very beginning. She was our production coordinator. She answered the phones. And she was always just a delight to walk into the studio every Sunday to see her face and see what goofy thing she would say. Because she's so freaking funny. And you got some great interviews today, Kerry. Yes, no, thank
Excellent
you.
job. Excellent job.
And you were amazing. So
you got all the big hitters. Thanks so much, Kerry.
So we're slowly wrapping things down. The Pride Parade, you can see
final moments.
The waste management.
Yeah, we're here for the garbage truck.
You may have heard the street sweepers.
Street sweepers going by.
We're giving you the authentic sound including the cleanup.
That's right.
Including the cleanup and the people trying to walk down the streets.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Veronica, and to hear your story. I think everybody else sitting at this table today, we've been out for a long time. And I think most of our friends have been out for a long time. And we forget what it is to come out, and people are coming out for the first time each and every day.
That's true.
And what we witnessed today is so important, not just for us who've been in the community forever, but also for people who are just coming out to know you're not alone. And all these people here have your back. And so thank you so much for sharing your story, because I think we tend to forget that as people who are kind of long-time out people, members of the community.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that, Kath. That's beautiful. Thanks.
Yeah, my first Pride that I ever went to, I remember there was a gentleman standing next to me. I was in my early 20s, and he was probably the age I am now, frankly.
37.
24.
Yeah.
And I remember he was standing kind of near me, and he was by himself, and with his gray hair and his little pride flag, big tears in his eyes.
Oh.
And I turned to him, I said, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "Because I didn't know this was possible.
Oh.
I just came out."
Wow.
You know, and I hold that in my heart every time. Every time I've been lucky enough to be on the Pride float or here with everybody, it brings me a lot of joy to know that we're all in this together.
Good retrospective.
Where was that in San Francisco?
This was in L.A.
L.A. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
even in L.A.
Even
in L.A. There were people who were still surprised to be gay.
Yeah.
There we are. It's been a crazy 600 shows.
600th show.
But just again, this is the longest job that I have ever had in my life. Really, I am the king of switching jobs every 4 years. And it's
a generational thing too. Younger people have switched jobs more than the old guard did. Well, people just don't stay at jobs 20 and 30, 40 years anymore.
Right,
for sure.
Right, and I think it also has to do with being an actor.
Yeah,
and all
being
that
an
sort
actor
of stuff. Because sometimes you'll get a good stint of work, and then you won't get a good stint of work.
It's difficult.
But this has been a kind of a joy and a privilege to be here and to be able to chat and have my opinions and have our opinions said and our debates that we have. So it's always just and thanks again to WCPT for having the vision to recognize that there is a need for a show focused on the LGBTQ community, allowing us to meet such incredible people along the way. Again, like Michael O'Connor, who has been a stalwart grassroots organizer and activist within the community for some time.
Yes, indeed.
Now, for some time. I will say some time. But it really is... It's really been kind of great. It's been very emotional, and we've got a lot of work left to do.
Oh, we sure do.
Especially given what's been going on this week. Supreme Court. Whoa, what the heck is going on with SCOTUS?
Roll up those sleeves.
I know. But that is we just saw them just dump everything before they leave for a couple months, and now we've got this stuff to kind of figure out, and how are we going to do, and what are we going to do to help lift up our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers? How do we support people? We keep talking about visibility and the importance of being seen. It's also, as these events of our times keep moving forward, it is really important for us to keep having our voices be heard. Watching the protests that have been happening, again, as they've been increasing in size.
Yes.
It's because sometimes it is a scary time, and it is not always safe for people to go out right now to protest. But when they see their neighbor, their friend, their family member, their coworker, whoever it is, going out to support and being like, oh, you stand for what I stand for. Maybe the next go around, they'll be able to come outside and feel a little bit more empowered or safe. That's the hope. That we just keep moving forward, and we just have to keep showing up for one another. As I told Jerry Dye, my beloved, said, during these times, it is more important than ever for us to be neighborly. And that is. I think
it seems so simple, but it is ultimately pretty radical.
Right? Community is everything right now for so many of us.
Look to your right and look to your left, and who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Michael O'Connor. You just handed me something again. Brad Cummings from. He was a part of the West Side Voice. Can we get him a microphone really quick?
I think we're running out.
I know we're running out of time, but I just wanted to really quickly to. Apparently, a member of our community has just passed away.
Yes, a very prominent member of our community, a pioneer, a man of color by the name of Brad Cummings, was part of the fire that took place last week on Chicago Avenue. He was also editor of the West Side Voice. Him and Tracy Baines are,
their worlds
that same
colliding.
Generation.
Oh, wow.
Great.
And we need to speak truth to power.
We do need to speak truth to power, and thank you. May his legacy live on. I do want to thank, again, everybody who's been involved. Ken Mejia-Beal, Cathy Richardson, Kathy Voltmer, Jerry Dye, Victor Salvo, Matt Cummings, and Devin Tinkle, producers extraordinaire. You guys are amazing.
Thank you guys for
AJ Bautista, always
you guys are
incredible.
Amazing.
AJ in the
back
house.
in the studio, Paul Shivari, and again, a big old special shout out to Kerry Dalbin, who who just, it's always a pleasure, and I'm happy that we get to see each other more than just once a year.
Yes.
Lately. So, there we are.
Thanks, Veronica.
Yes. And thanks for Veronica, and thank you for all of our sponsors, especially Credo Mobile. We couldn't be here without you. Thank you, Center on Halsted and SAG-AFTRA. That's going to do it for us.
Happy 600th. On to 601 next week.
601. There we are. And until next week,
stay proud.
Thanks for listening to the WCPT 820 presentation of the 2025 Chicago Pride Parade coverage. Live from the Center on Halsted. Presented by Credo Mobile, a progressive phone